Hello, hello, hello. Are we on? Are we on? I'm so sorry I'm late. I forgot to change some settings on OBS because I do the Twitch stream with the same OBS. So I almost started streaming to Twitch and that wouldn't have been good, would it? How's everyone doing? Welcome in Feminine, welcome in Dan. Good to see you both. Um, yeah, so we'll wait a couple of minutes still and yeah, we'll get going with Ethan. I believe there's a video coming out from Casey Kelly in a couple of hours. Um, hopefully we'll be around by then to actually watch it. If he releases on time. It's 10 a.m. EST, which I believe is 3 o'clock my time. Hello there. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Ethan Benard today, as per usual for our Saturdays. Um, he's definitely He's definitely bullshitted a lot. I will say that. Welcome in, Fresh. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Um, yeah, it's definitely been a wild ride. Um, so yeah, we're gonna have a watch of all that palaver. So there's not going to be much in terms of like TikTok because he hasn't posted very much, but we're gonna try our best. You were just watching the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. I love that show. Welcome in, Zizi. Good to see you. You just saw the weigh-in. Yeah, I saw the weigh-in after work last night. Welcome in, Paolo. Good to see you. Hope you're well. So yeah, we've got some TikTok videos to watch. There's also a 3-month-old podcast that we're going to watch, which is JP. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. JP Dinnell or Dinnell. So yeah. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with the weigh-ins. Okay. So he didn't weigh in last Friday because he said he didn't weigh in because he went to Casey Kelly's house and Casey Kelly's scale showed him higher than what his home scale does. And apparently it wasn't calibrated in the Ethan Benard guaranteed way. So whatever that means, but we're going to get into that anyway. So this is the weigh-in from the 13th of March.
This because of you, brother. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not, but it's time for me to face reality. I know I haven't been tracking as diligently as I used to, and I've been avoiding the scale like a plague. 2 weeks ago, I was right around 440. Let's see where we're at. 439.8 pounds. Wow. Honestly?
So 439.8 on the 13th of March. I think we need to go back a bit further, honestly. Yeah, let's go for this. Translation, he knew it was bad. Yeah, for sure.
It's
But
weekly weigh-in time.
we're going to go back to the 20th of February, okay?
Baby, last week I was 427 pounds. This week
So 427 on the 20th of February.
I fasted for 1 day on Wednesday, and I had about an average calorie count of 2,300 for the past 7 days. Let's see where we're at.
Welcome in, Deb. Good to see you.
425.2 pounds.
425 on the 20th of February.
I didn't want to show you this, but
This is after 5 days, okay? And context here, he said he binged on 4,000 calories twice. And bear in mind that this guy's total daily energy expenditure exceeds 5,000 calories a day. So even if he was on 4,000, he would still be in a deficit.
I think it's important to share. This is what happens on the scale when someone my size actually binges. 5 days ago, I was 425 on this scale. Check this out. 446.
So he gained 21 pounds in 5 days. He went from 425 to 446. And he claims that was because it was 2 days of 4,000 calories. He got locked out of his house and there was nowhere else in the world he could get any vegetables. So he decided to binge instead. You know, who's in that picture next to Rosie? That is that's Ethan. That's Ethan there. James Bowler and Taylor Sowers. Um, so yeah, he put on 21 pounds from the 20th of February to the 25th of February on 4,000 calories. So 441.
It's weekly weigh-in
2 days later,
time, baby. Last week, I was 425 pounds on this scale, and 2 days ago, I was 446 pounds on this scale. And I really struggled on this journey this week. Let's see where we're at.
440.4 pounds.
okay, so he lost 6 pounds in 2 days. That would account for like water weight from excess salt. 30 pound. I want you to lose 30 pound in 1 month on a 1,500 calorie diet, and then I will approve you for weight loss surgery. Okay. Um, so he lost 6 pounds after 2 days. Well done. Then he took a photo. Then he took a photo with a pedo, allegedly, Bert Kreischer. His fake wife locked him out. For some reason, he has really poor body image, but he loves being topless. Kind of weird. Ramones, please don't copyright strike me. Okay, so there he is with the diminutive diva, Simon Lafontaine. He didn't really weigh himself for a while. The next time he weighed himself was the 13th of March.
It's because of you, brother. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not, but it's time for me to face reality. I know I haven't been tracking as diligently as I used to, and I've been avoiding the scale like a plague. 2 weeks ago, I was right around 440. Let's see where we're at.
430.
So he lost 0.2 pounds in 2 weeks. So wild kind of variations in calories there, I imagine. Then he
Holy
weighed again.
crap! It's weekly weigh-in time, baby. Last week I was 439 pounds. Let's see where we're at. This was the best week I've had in a really long time. I was dialed in on tracking and staying within my deficit.
Dialed in means he fasted like 2 days before.
Let's do this.
428.2 pounds.
So he's lost a lot of water weight.
Dude. Holy crap! 11 pounds in 1 week, and people said it wasn't water.
And people said it wasn't water. Well, how come we've got this way in now?
I don't want to make this video, but I owe it to all of you to show the reality of what's happening on my journey. It's weekly weigh-in time, baby. 2 weeks ago, I was 428 pounds. Last week, I was back up to 440. Let's see where we're at.
445.8 pounds.
And people said it wasn't water. And people said it wasn't water. All right, Ethan. Look, I wouldn't be so critical of Ethan if he wasn't such a fucking liar. Listen to the rest of this and let's talk it out.
I don't know, guys. It's so frustrating. This last couple weeks, I actually did a lot better than I've been doing this last month. But I'm not going to pretend like I've been perfect. I ate like a fat ass at the wedding yesterday.
He ate like a fat ass at the wedding yesterday. Okay.
I've been doing a lot of traveling. I try not to pay too much attention to comments for my mental health, but sometimes I'll see someone be like, oh, it looks like he's gotten bigger. Yeah, my face, everything this past month, I've felt super bloated.
Yeah, and also, I think he's trying to ease off on the slimming filters because he is still using them, but he does look bigger than he normally does. And the thing is, there's been so much yo-yoing with him that he can't use his slimming filters to make him look any smaller because people are going to be like, what's going on? You look smaller, but you've gained 30 pounds. Let's call a spade, all right? My eating is terrible at the moment. I don't eat very well. My BED has been really bad, and I've gained a little bit. And even if I do succumb to my BED, there's no way in hell that I would put on 20 pounds in 5 days. You have to be proper going at it to put on 20 pounds in 5 days. It takes me like well over a week to put on half a stone. So he's really going great guns. And also, let's carry on.
I could give you a million excuses. I'm really good at that. Of
You
like
are.
why the scale went up, water weight, oh I ate like a shit at the wedding, whatever. But the reality of the situation is, no matter what anyone on the internet says, I have been in a deficit the vast majority of this year so far.
Okay. So you've been in a deficit the vast majority of this year so far, yet you weigh more than when you did on the 31st of December. They say smugness adds 20 pounds. The girls and their smugness, I know, right? And this anybody ready? Um, let's be honest here. Ethan clearly is not eating in a deficit most of the time. If he was eating in a deficit most of the time, he will not have put on 2 pounds between December 31st and April the 4th. Okay? It you need to be honest because honesty is what will see you through to growing your audience. Honestly, if you read his Instagram comments, they are fucking feral in there. They just really they do not believe him anymore. TikTok, I think, is a bit better. Facebook is just old women going, "Oh, you look so handsome." And Twitter, he barely gets any engagement anymore. So, um, yeah, Instagram is like proper feral at the moment. And it's absolutely absurd for him to say, "Yeah, I've been in a deficit. I don't know why the scale keeps going up." We're going to look at some videos of his stuff prior to going to the wedding, because I find it very interesting with what he says here.
And even though this scale doesn't show that progress, I know that I have made progress this year, even if it's clearly not nearly as much as I was hoping to. I did drink a protein shake and a bottle of water before weighing in because I was going to skip this video.
Okay, so you drank a bottle of water and you had a protein shake before the weigh-in. One, I believe that 1 liter of water is equal to 1 kg in weight, I think. So 1 liter is about 2 pounds, right? So that would account for some of the gain. That's not going to account for. That is a feeble fucking excuse, man. Like, I would understand if you ate your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you had all your drinks, and then you weighed yourself. That would put on a lot, right? But you've literally said you've had a bit of water and a protein shake. That's not going to be. That's not going to be all that gain. You absolute clod.
I almost did the same thing I did last week, but I'm done letting the fear of what other people will think stop me from sharing the reality of what's going on in my journey. So I'm struggling.
You're still lying because you're saying you're in a calorie deficit, but you clearly aren't. Because if you were in a calorie deficit for the majority of the year, it would reflect on the scale. Yeah, I think 1 liter is about 1 kg. Yeah. Good morning, Nels. Good to see you. Hope you're well.
But I'm still moving forward. And behind the scenes, I'm putting a lot of work and time and effort into growing.
You definitely are putting a lot of time and effort into growing, Ethan. I will give you that, mate.
And setting myself up for long-term success. And I'll be able to share more about that with you guys soon. This
I, I just find him infuriating because he's clearly lying, and people are like, "Ah, it's probably just like muscles, isn't it? Yeah, you're great. Oh, you're so big, you're so strong. Oh, your head looks longer. Maybe you've got a bigger brain now because you've got so much nutritional information in there." Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
sucks so much, but it's all part of the journey. And I really just have to keep trying.
He is definitely growing for sure. Okay, so that was yeah, that was it. There's very few videos here. Since we last, was it last week? Yeah, last Saturday, he's done 5 videos. 1 kg or 2.2 pounds. Thank you, Zizi.
I'm gonna be real, y'all. I let my shame get the best of me. I actually had a really good week this week. The last 2 days before what would have been the weekly weigh-in, I actually ate less than 2,000 calories a day. And
Yeah, okay.
on Friday morning, I did actually weigh in at Casey's house, but that was a part of the video that we were filming for him, and it was a completely different scale, so the baseline was way different. But I'm telling
So what he's saying, it's a completely different scale, so the baseline is way different. So I'm pretty sure that Casey Kelly's scale said a much higher number than what Ethan's scale does. So from that, I'm of the mind that Ethan doctors his own scale. Now, we have seen that before with Taylor Sowers, where he goes, woohoo, where he shakes the fucking, where he boom, boom, shakes the room trying to get a lower weight. So I think that Ethan may be doctoring his own scale. And we know Foodie Beauty does this too. Foodie Beauty leans on random items in order to make herself lighter. And honestly, it is very easy to manipulate a weighing scale. If you like pop your leg to the left or to the right, you can lose a bit of weight. It is honestly that simple. Welcome in, Debbie. Good to see you. My dinosaur is thriving. Thank you so much. Hope you're well. Um, so yeah, I just feel like this is a big red flag to me, and it's saying that yeah, I my scale has been manipulated in some form or fashion because Casey Kelly's scale is actually accurate, and I probably weigh like 480 pounds instead of 440.
y'all, I got back on Friday and I was so frustrated with the water that I was holding in my legs that I didn't even weigh in. I let the preconceived notion and fear of what people would think of the higher.
So what I think as well, I think other people assume this too, is that if he is being honest, okay, let's yeah, shift your weight and automatically lose 1.5 kg. It happens, you know. You've got to be really still on the scale. So let's just humor him and let's just say, yeah, you're in a deficit most of the year. If you're in a deficit for most of the year and you've put on weight, then you need to see a physician. There's clearly something wrong internally for you to gain 20 pounds in 5 days and for you to say that you're eating a certain amount of weight and eating a certain amount of calories and still gaining weight. So, does he have heart issues? Does he even have like type 2, maybe even type 1 diabetes? Is his does his body is his body insulin resistant? Because fat can hinder a lot of things related to your pancreas and your blood sugar levels. So, does he have type 2 diabetes and he's undiagnosed? Does he have heart issues? The excess water weight would suggest that there is maybe something that he needs to see a cardiologist about. We know that Journey with Sal, he has heart issues and he has to take diuretics too. He has problems with retaining water. So, yeah, he needs to. I think he honestly needs a team of physicians. Is he on steroids? I don't think so. Went to a local beauty spot with your husband yesterday. Lovely. It was a lovely day yesterday, if I remember rightly. My dad has heart issues. The magnet on their fridge clearly states any major weight gain on scale is a get to ER situation. Yeah. So I've had my ECG recently. I've had my blood pressure taken recently. Everything's normal. I never see any major weight gain without knowing what's happened. You know, obviously, if I gain a super amount of weight in a week, then I've been a fat fuck. Yeah. It's simple as that. Um, so yeah, I think he definitely needs to get a lot of he needs to get a lot of things checked out, like maybe potential Klinefelter syndrome, potential heart issues, potential diabetes issues. There's a lot going on that could actually maybe be hindering his progress if he is genuinely saying that he's been on a deficit and it's true.
Number affect me to a point where I didn't even post. And looking back, I should have just weighed in and said that. But for the sake of transparency, at Casey's house, I was up quite a big chunk from the prior weigh-in. But like I said,
What do you reckon a big chunk means? A big chunk would suggest to me over 20 pounds. Like, because you wouldn't say, oh yeah, I was just up a few pounds compared to my home scale, which, you do have to allow for some variation. But if you're saying big chunk suggests to me chungus, huge, humongous weight gain. I'm sure I'll have an Ethan weekend of water weight given Easter this weekend and being with family. Yeah, you just have to get back on it when you get home. Simple as that. It's one of the things that really interests me and I find fascinating is that people people will tolerate Ethan's excuses, but if anybody criticizes him for those excuses, then they get attacked. I still get attacked for my first Ethan Benard live stream. There are people that comment saying I'm a horrible person. There are people commenting saying that instead of doing live streams, I should exercise. And this all seems to be people taking me at face value, not having a beard. Yeah. Because in that first live stream, I didn't have my beard, so my face looked quite a bit fatter. And they're like, oh, you should do exercise instead. You really need to see. I bet people tell you all the time that you're an abusive person. No, they don't. They don't call me an abusive person. So I'm not being abusive. I'm being critical. And there's a difference between being critical and being abusive. And I am in no way, shape, or form being abusive to Ethan. I'm being highly critical, and I think that's where the difference lies. So it's really frustrating because they seem to think that me being a fat person, I should be endorsing other fat people regardless of whether they're telling the truth or not. I should be like, Will Kelly, yeah. Ethan Bernard, whoa. James Bowler, Arthur Fonzarelli up in his comment section. No, it doesn't work like that. If people, I don't think we should nitpick and be, unwillingly, well, willingly obtuse. Laurie, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't think we should be willingly obtuse when it comes to criticizing people. We need to criticize people if they deserve it, and I think even Bernard deserves it because he's a habitual liar.
said it was a different scale and my legs were holding a lot of water, so I'm not really going to take that number to heart too much. But the trip out there with Casey was actually really good. We spent 14 hours working on that video on Thursday, and I learned a lot. It inspired me as a creator to want to put in more effort into the content that I create. After I got
Okay, so since he's done that, he's done less videos than he normally would in a week, and it's basically been the same old shit.
back on Friday and I had gone on another flight and drank more fluids and stuff, realistically,
I'm
there's
good,
no way
Laurie.
I was
Hope
going
you
to
are
get on that
too.
scale. And if I did, I knew it would be an inflated number anyway. Seeing that number, let alone posting it, would have just stressed me out. Anyway, I'm okay. Still.
That's definitely the signs. Excuse me. That's definitely the signs of bulimia there. Welcome in, Hot Latte. Good to see you. Oh, with touch bullies, girl. With touch bullies. um, I just don't understand. I just really would love for him to get some mental therapy help. Stuff that's not a random priest going, "Well, if you pray hard enough, I'm sure it'll happen." You don't need that in your life. Prayer can help in the sense that it gives you some kind of direction and it gives you fortitude and you believe that there's some higher power by your side as you go through hard times. Okay, I completely get that. If you believe in that, that is entirely up to you, and that's wonderful that people can find solace in that. No one bullies Ethan more than Ethan. Yeah. All I hear from him is excuses, excuses. Yeah, people are opening their eyes, Latte, especially on Instagram. But um, I feel like Facebook is the safe haven for Ethan's content. It really is. I just, man, it's frustrating.
A lot of stuff going on in my personal life that I'm excited to share more about with
All vague posting. I've got a lot of things coming up that I'm really excited about. Never mentions them. No, no. Nobody knows what these great things are.
you guys soon. I appreciate you guys, and I'm sorry for being gone so long. I've got a couple more videos planned for today. And in terms of posting, I'm going to do my best to get right back to it. I hope y'all.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't do his best.
This is what I'm packing to stay on track for my weight loss journey during a trip to Illinois for a friend's wedding.
So he's going to Illinois for a friend's wedding, and he went 3 days ago and he was back yesterday. So he went for 2 days.
First and foremost, I'm taking a partial case of the Jocko shakes. I've told you guys
Lead.
time and time again how convenient these ready-to-drink shakes are. Having 30 grams of protein at the ready at any given moment, especially while traveling, definitely helps you stick to your macros.
Ethan, it's not just about protein. Protein is good, yes, but you are not exercising. You are just gadding about a little bit and consuming. You really need to think about the holistic approach to nutrition. Yeah, he definitely vague posts a lot.
Particularly considering we have a 2-hour pickleball session and 2 separate gym sessions scheduled for this trip.
Wow, that's 2 gym sessions in the past, what, month? You do pour Premier Protein into your coffee. Do you do a lot of exercise, Latte? Does it taste good? If it tastes good, that's fine. Is there enough lead in your diet? True. Is there enough lead in your diet? Is that true? Is that fair to say? The protein bowlies, yeah.
So, when I was at Casey's, I tried out this company called Hummus Fit. And I really liked what I tried, so I ordered some meals to take with me to stay on track this trip. So we have a grilled chicken pesto wrap, some dumplings and broccoli. This is actually chicken and cauliflower. It's just hard to see with all this stuff.
Chicken and cauliflower.
And then I got a couple pounds of this chicken that has sauce on it, along with some other meals for me and Danny packed in here.
This is for 2 days, by the way. So what we're going to have a look at now, if you just bear with me for one moment, we're going to have a look at the macros for these meals. Paolo, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these. This is from a post I made on the Ethan Benard subreddit. Okay, so the grilled chicken pesto wrap, you get 3 to 5 miles in every day plus weightlifting 3 days a week. Well, there you go. You know, you need protein shakes because you're doing a lot of workouts. Ethan doesn't really do workouts. Happy Easter! Thank you so much, Paolo. I really do appreciate everything you do for the channel in terms of support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It enables me to get paid every month from YouTube, and that's truly a boon. So this grilled chicken pesto wrap, one meal is 410 calories, 18% of daily fat, 20% saturated fat, 30% of his daily cholesterol, 20% daily sodium. And this is for an average person. Carbs 11%, fiber 16%. So, considering Ethan very likely has BED, a meal that is 410 calories would barely touch the sides. Let's face it. And we've got chicken mushroom pot stickers, which are the dumplings that he mentioned. That meal, 314 calories, 30% of your daily sodium. For somebody that retains water, probably should have a bit less sodium. And the grilled chicken is competition approved, so it's for bodybuilders. One serving is 4 ounces, and there's 16 ounces in the box. So if he ate the whole box, that would be over 100% of the daily value of sodium per day. Cholesterol, sorry. Cholesterol. So he's got canola oil, sugar, a lot of sugar in this, molasses, sugar, sucralose, soy for the soy boy. So those are the meals there. He also had a breakfast burrito, which we're going to look at in a second. So the breakfast burrito was 500 calories. It had 48% of his daily saturated fat, and that one burrito had 200% of his daily cholesterol. So if he has the chicken and the burrito, then he's getting almost 400% of his daily cholesterol in the day. Wild, wild stuff. You love the taste of hummus. I don't know why it's called hummus fit, because there was nothing to do with hummus in that. I don't know. Okay, so we've had a look at that.
This is the most amount of effort I've ever put in to like staying dialed during traveling.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool seeing the guys walk around with meal prep containers at the Arnold and stuff. Between that and trying these out, I was inspired. We got to get going if we're gonna.
I was inspired. So he genuinely wants to be a bodybuilder, but without the body or the building. So he just wants to be he just wants to be a. So yeah, it's kind of wild. If you just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I got put into a free diabetic program through my insurance to help with maintenance. They're sending me a free CGM. Nice. They're very good. So
Make our pickleball session this morning. Don't forget, you guys can use code Ethan at jockofuel.com for 20% off. I appreciate.
yeah, Ethan's the perfect advertisement for protein shakes. Yeah. Um. So he's dialed in, guys. He brought some meals for the whole journey. Um. Oh, didn't he say something in his weigh-in?
I don't want to make this video, but I owe it to all of you to show the reality of what's happening on my journey. It's weekly weigh-in time, baby. 2 weeks ago, I was 428 pounds.
Yeah.
Last week, I was back up to 440. Let's see where we're at.
Terrible.
445.8 pounds.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
I don't know, guys. It's so frustrating. This last couple weeks, I actually did a lot better than I've been doing this last month.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pretend like I've been perfect. I ate like a fat ass at the wedding yesterday.
He ate like a fat ass at the wedding yesterday. But I thought you were dialed in. He's always bragging and accomplishes nothing. I know. He's all talk. He's all mouth and no trousers. That's what they say. Mulk. Yep. So this is him before the wedding.
Can
Cheeky
you
breakfast
guess the macros of
burrito.
this breakfast right here? One of the meals
Yes, 200% cholesterol.
I brought with me on this trip was a breakfast burrito, and I'm also having it with this protein shake. This breakfast burrito is 500 calories and 40 grams of protein.
So what about the rest of it? What about the 200% of your daily cholesterol and all the sodiums?
And the shake is 180 calories and 30 grams of protein.
You could have water. You ever thought about that? Ooh, a nice lovely bit of H2O. I don't know why I say it like that. A nice bit of H2O. You could have that. I'm going to do a quick mukbang, guys. Right, lovely. Don't see the need for the protein shakes. It's just, he's just basically a shill for Jocko Fuel.
That puts this whole breakfast at 680 calories and
Well done,
70
hot
grams
latte.
of protein. I usually like to
His hair got him to 6'5" in this video. Yeah, pretty much. He's 6'5" with the hair, and his hair is 5 inches. He's basically Eddie Munster, all grown up. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Losing 89 pounds, hot latte, is a wonderful achievement. You should be really proud of yourself.
only stick to a couple meals a day and eat them later in the day. But we're going to be pretty busy on this trip, especially with the wedding tomorrow. And I don't think I'll be eating again until this evening. So all of this lies within the golden ratio, and I'm setting myself up for success for today. Can you guess?
And then he eats like a fat ass. Okay, so we're now going clothes shopping with Ethan.
It's time to go clothes shopping for his wedding as a
Oh my God, it's his wedding. Lovely.
430-pound man. Let's do it. Just
430-pound man, you 445. Why do you have your tits out?
a freaking body scan to get my measurements. I think that dark gray one's the best. So
His head is...
within the last 3 weeks, over $250,000. It's time to go clothes shopping for his wedding as a 430-pound best.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I try my best. I try. Lord knows I try my best to not be critical of the way his body looks. But it is a twink wedding, yeah. Remember, he's 3,200 calories. How can you be a bottom eating 3,200 calories? I don't know. It's magic. Ethan's head is unfortunate looking. Look, I just want to say, to some people, my head is unfortunate looking. Okay, my face may be unfortunate looking to some people. Okay, it. This is what happens when the slimming filters are off. It looks like you have several bollocks for a chin and a lot of neck fat. You're going to look like King Kong Bundy with the hair off, all right?
So far, for sure. Look at that. All right, so I'm trying on the shirt and the pants.
No, that's
Pants
fine.
are falling off my butt. I think we're gonna go.
Pants are falling off your butt. Maybe you should hitch them up to your stomach then, instead of wearing them like underneath your belly. I was not expecting the twink. I didn't realize it was the twink's wedding either, Fresh. I was quite surprised.
Size down on both the pants and the shirt. The clothes shopping changes so much.
100%.
It took me over 100 pounds of weight loss to be able to shop here.
He's talking like he's lost weight in recent times. He's put on 20 pounds. It's so weird. Like he's talking like this as if Casey Kelly's scale had him at 312.
He started at 300 and now he can't even shop here. All right, I went down another size on the shirt and now we have.
You went down another size on the shirt. That looks tight around your belly. Like, you need to account for, like, sitting down. Because you need like a bit of give when it comes to dress shirts. Because if you sit down, you're gonna go ping. You're gonna have the bride's eye out with a button.
To go down another size on the pants. All right, this may be the ensemble. This is
That doesn't fit.
my first time ever wearing a sports jacket like this. This is my
That sports jacket doesn't fit. And those trousers are not hitched up around the belly. You should, if you're a big guy, you really should have your trousers like hitched up, kind of like where your belly button is, rather than like the gunt, because the gunt flowing, when the gunt overfloweth, it looks horrible. Yeah, now close the jacket, button it up.
first time ever having a matching suit, if you will. I think this is pretty cool.
That's not a matching suit. The colors are different. It's Anna fits me. Yeah, it's like trying to put a sausage back into its casing. You know, that kind of thing. Trying to put. Oh, sorry. It's like trying to put toothpaste back into the tube. You know. Right. There we go.
My friend also said he has a sort of an Easter theme for his wedding.
Dressed up for the
So I think the
dance.
pastel, light purple, is going to work really well for that. And hopefully we'll clean up even a little bit nicer once we're back at home and we put it all together later this week. All right, the bag has been secured. It's time to go close.
I thought he would have looked better with the bigger sized shirt, honestly.
Sports jacket.
And that jacket doesn't fit. See, the problem, like Ethan has kind of a similar problem to me in that the chest is very big. So like you guys, when you see my like gym photos, my chest is like here, and then I've got like a thinner kind of tummy, you know? And I think Ethan has the same problem, and I don't think he accounts for that. And also the trousers are too long, which means do, do you guys see this too?
Jacket like this. This is my first.
His legs look really short, and his torso is fucking massive. He's using slimming filters in this video, isn't he? The fit in the arms is weird. It does all look very strange. It doesn't look like it fits properly. It looks like we've gone to a suit shop and just gotten, all the stuff. Welcome in, Seltzer. Good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Um, so this is kind of, yeah, this doesn't fit. This ensemble doesn't fit, and also his legs are really short and his
First time ever
torso is
having a
really long.
matching suit.
I have a long torso, but my legs look normal compared to my torso. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't use slimming filters. Good morning, Jen. Good to see you. Yeah, people are waking up on Instagram too. It just seems to be Facebook is where he gets all his love from the old ladies who can't use any other social media, The type of people that post minion memes, that kind of stuff.
If you will. I think this is pretty cool. My friend also said he has a sort of an Easter theme for his wedding. So I think the pastel, light purple, is going to work really well for that. And hope.
I appreciate that, Latte. Thank you so much. I don't know. I don't think I'm attractive, but it's up to other people at the end of the day, really. Yeah, I mean, he needs to tuck his shirt in, but he also needs to hitch up his trousers because it just looks slovenly. It just looks slovenly. Unfortunately, that's all we have of Ethan from that. I did want to touch on something.
A couple years ago, I was walking the same road that I am right now, 200 pounds heavier.
So that's him in March of 2024. Okay. This is him in November of
My
2021.
TikToks, you know my hair is usually long and thick and wavy and amazing. And my hairstylist that I've been going to since I was 4.
So what's this I don't understand really. I want to find I want to find a video from March of 2024 and see whether he looks like that. Would you guys care to indulge me? Yes, you would. That's wonderful. Okay. Really, Seltzer, you've lost 370 pounds. That is absolutely amazing. Well done. Incredible scenes. That's absolutely wonderful. Well done, you. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
About a week ago, I started uploading clips.
So 2021.
About a week ago,
2021. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. Let me restore the tab.
A couple years ago, I was walking the same road that I am right now, 200 pounds.
Okay, so he looked like that in 2024. He looked like that in 2021. Yeah, I don't. I think that this photo is AI. I genuinely think this is AI because of the weird background, the weird way his hair looks. I know his hair's weird anyway, but I just feel like this is AI. He looks so red all the time. What's going on? I think he does have heart issues. He really does. And why?
So I have
I hate this thing. If you can't grow a full beard, don't just go for the neck, you know? Anyway, you're indulging me too much.
My name's Ethan, I'm 21 years old, and a little over a month ago on February 24th, I started my very own weight loss journey. Now, when I started this journey, I weighed in at 655 pounds, and as of
I think that's a lie, but go on.
right now, when I'm filming this on March 31st, a little over a month later, I weighed in at 620 pounds. That's 35 pounds lost in 35 days. I'm really happy with my progress, even though it still seems like there's an impossible amount of weight to lose. I know I can get through it, and I'm just getting started. I want this weight loss series that I'm going to be uploading on the last day of every month, starting today.
Clearly has lost some. He clearly has lost some weight. Come on, but I don't think that he's. I don't think he was anywhere near 660 pounds.
I have a legitimate question for this awful community. Why is it that I can't just live my life and post clips without getting 1,000 of these idiots in the comments? And you guys ask why I'm not talking about my weight loss journey anymore? Just shut up and enjoy the content.
Ethan's such a wholesome guy.
This is the last video I'm going to make about Lizzie, but I did want to answer this question for those of you wondering. She ended up eating a poisonous mushroom. A very small...
That was his dog dying.
So our local Dunkin'
So here's a lovely mukbang.
Donuts was out of frozen coffee, so I decided to take my chat's recommendation and try Tim Hortons for the first time. I ordered the same thing I got at Dunkin', and this tastes absolutely awful. It tastes super artificial and not nearly as strong of coffee flavor as the Dunkin'.
Very nice. Oh, fuck, man. I keep closing the tab. I'm sorry, guys. Professional streamer here. Sorry.
So our local Dunkin' Donuts was out of frozen coffee, so
I'm a professional streamer, guys. I do this for a living. Okay, so he's proper, like, he does have a really fat face in his previous videos. You know, I don't think he was ever 660. No, I found, oh yeah, there's this.
So y'all remember this guy, right?
big bad homie lettuce.
Horrible pesticides and more anti-nutrients than actual nutrients.
Well,
Anti-nutrients. So somebody called Ethan out for eating a salad, and I don't think that you should call Ethan out for eating a salad, because at least he's trying to eat a salad. Do you know what I mean?
he made a response.
So instead of addressing my argument about lettuce and its anti-nutrients...
Oh, you want me to address it? No problem. Okay, so there are compounds found in some plant foods that bind to certain minerals and make it so we can't absorb them. Sorry, I need a little hit of aspartame. However, let me ask you something. Why is it when people eat more plant foods like lettuce, beans, and so forth, they get healthier? Could it be these anti-nutrients are in such small amounts and there's so much nutrition in the food that on the whole, they make people healthier? Do you think that could be possible? Oh, I just realized I said on the whole.
Giggity.
That's better. Here, let me do what you're doing, because you're right, I did leave out some stuff from this video.
93.7 ground beef.
Optimal choice.
Wow, I really can't believe you recommended that. You know that contains heterocyclic amines.
So the Australian guy is arguing about anti-nutrients being found in lettuce. So you know when you have certain plants without fat, you can't absorb the nutrients from the plant. You tend to need fats and plants together in order to actually absorb the nutrients that are in them. Honestly, the last thing I would criticize Ethan for is choosing lettuce. He makes really poor choices considering he's lost and gained the same 20 pounds in 4 months. But choosing him over, to fight him over a salad, nah.
Right? Those are a carcinogen. You want Ethan to get cancer? You make any food sound bad if you cherry pick one or two things in it. But if all that fails, let me try something else. You say beans bad. No! Beans help tum-tum. Beans reduce risk of cancer and cardiovascular disease.
He clearly doesn't eat enough beans then, Ethan. Ranch with your salad. Yeah, you're not allowed ranch. That's really rude. So yeah, Ethan used to. Ah, here we go.
Look what bro got me eating today. Look what bro.
So Ethan was taken to Wendy's by Casey Kelly, and it was such a good idea for Casey to go like, yeah, order what you used to eat, and I'll eat it in front of you.
Got me
Yeah.
eating today.
So I think that was 2 Baconators. Fuck off.
Got me eating today.
Normalize top nutrition. 2 Baconators, fries, and chicken tendies. So I don't think Ethan ate that little. I think he probably ate more than that. Because he's 6'5", allegedly, and was over 660 pounds, allegedly. So he'd be able to pack away more than this paltry meal. Okay. I just can't get over the hair, man. I've had some awful haircuts in my time.
A lot of stuff happened to me last year, so I'm going to do my best to make a long story short.
Wendy's
Last
twink.
April, my Twitch channel was doing well. I
Hello,
had over
Connor.
400
Welcome in,
average
good
viewers
to see
on
you.
Twitch, and then out of nowhere, COVID hit me. Hard. I got COVID and pneumonia at the same time, and I had
Ethan does seem to have a preference when it comes to the men that he associates with. He does love a good twink. He does love a good jock.
to be put on a ventilator for 10 days. I spent 10 days on a ventilator, 3 weeks in the ICU, and another 5 weeks after that in a rehabilitation hospital. When I was on the ventilator, I got a nerve injury that affected the whole right side of my body, and my right arm was limp for 8 months. And yes,
Right arm was limp for 8 months. Couldn't have a wank. That's terrible.
that's my mouse arm. And even now,
That's his wanking arm too.
over a year later, I'm still suffering a lot of the weakness and nerve damage that happened from when I was in the hospital. I lost a lot of my viewership and I was super depressed for a while, but I'm doing a lot better now. And even though I'm still dealing with some of the after effects, I'm just thankful that God let me live through it, because most people wouldn't have.
Okay. He looks like, so he claims to have lost 100 pounds in this time, and I think most of that 100-pound loss was at the hospital when he was on a ventilator. That's why he was daydreaming about the imaginary wife. Yeah, that's why he was coma wanking. That's what he was doing.
At my heaviest, I was 660 pounds.
So that's what he looked like.
And as of today, I've established myself down into the 430s. 220
And this is January the 12th.
pounds later, I've lost a third of my original body weight. And I'm still this fat. That right there is one of the most frustrating parts of a journey this long.
Oh, I get it. I completely get it. Like, if you're on a long weight loss journey, you've lost a shit ton of weight and you've still got a shit ton of weight to lose, it can be incredibly frustrating. So I completely sympathize with Ethan there, because I'm in the same situation. And it is difficult. And I do empathize with Ethan up to a point. I do sympathize with Ethan up to a point. But there comes a time when you need to be honest with your audience and you need to do a lot of self-reflection. And I don't think Ethan has the capacity to do that, which is why I criticize him. And I think it's fair to criticize him for that.
I still have between another 100 and 150 pounds of weight loss before I start consulting for skin surgery. And on top of that, I need to figure out
Like this kind of bullshit. He wants to consult for weight loss surgery at 300 pounds. No, you need to consult for weight loss surgery like 100 pounds less than that, maybe slightly less depending on the amount of muscle you have. And also, you need to show the doctors that you're able to maintain your weight for a certain amount of time. Because if you have the weight loss surgery instantly after your weight loss, your body isn't going to have time to adjust. And also, you may have not lost weight in the right way. You may have lost it fasting a lot. And when you put on the weight again, then it will just undo the skin surgery. Yeah, it's really hard when your goal weight's higher than most people's starting weights. Yeah, exactly.
What point in the journey I can have the hernia fixed? Just feels like a lot sometimes.
You could have your hernia fixed now. You just need to find the right physician to do it. And that's another thing that gets me. He is jumping the gun massively. Well, he seems to think that he has 70 pounds of loose skin. He will have 70 pounds of loose skin at 300 pounds. And I believe somebody in chat said this the other week, that Tammy Slayton only had like 15 to 20 pounds of loose skin when she had her skin removal surgery. So I don't know where Ethan gets this number of 70 pounds. Is he going to be using his own skin as a rug when he gets it all cut off? Fucking bizarre, man.
Also, while I have you here, I did just finish a walk and hit my step.
Well done. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at this podcast. Let's shift over to YouTube. Why didn't Ethan do the Dr. Now diet? I know it's not enough food to have real energy, but he's not doing anything else. You said coma wanking a stink. I beg your pardon. Um, so from what I can gather, Laurie, he wants to be a bodybuilder. He wants to be a strongman. You're not going to become a strongman if you only have a 2,000 calorie diet. So I feel like he hangs out with the wrong people. He should hang out with weight loss influencers and not bodybuilders. Casey Kelly is a bodybuilder. The Jocko team, they tend to focus on bodybuilding and like really intense exercise. I don't think Ethan should be dealing with all that. He should be focusing on losing weight and then, oh, coma wanking a twink. Oh, I see. um, so yeah, I feel like he's involved with the wrong people, basically.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So when you good morning. This is the JP Dinnell podcast, episode 116. I am JP Dinnell, and as always, I have Lucas with me, and we have our good friend Ethan back for another episode. We just got back from the muster in Orlando. Ethan was down there with his best friend Danny, and we just wanted just to connect again, give our listeners some insights from the muster, what Ethan was able to take away from that, and just looking forward to another good episode, some good conversations. Ethan, I am so incredibly proud of you for multiple things. One, obviously, staying disciplined to your weight loss journey, but also
They're really disciplined. This was from 3 months ago, and it's 279 views.
just putting yourself out there, man. Just the transparency, just showing people not only just like the
Yeah, he's well transparent. He's about as transparent as lead. The lead in the Jocko drinks. Mustard.
focus of your weight
They
loss,
went
which
to
we
the
know is
mustard.
very important, and it's a huge thing that you've been doing. You've been gaining some pretty incredible momentum on social media because of just the impact that you're delivering, and it's positive impact. Because there's some social media pages out there that are just they're garbage, they're shady, they're disgusting, to be honest. Like some of them are, but man, you
Yeah, especially if they're promoting fasting for multiple days at a time in order to get the lowest weight possible. They're disgusting, JP Dinnell. I wonder what kind of weight loss pages do that. Heath and Benard.
you are reaching so many people because you're genuine, and also man, I know a lot of people in Lucas and I's age bracket that are watching.
Yeah, they just want him for the potential clout, Deb. Like, he's got 4.2k subscribers, JP Dinnell, and that's not shade on him at all. That's a really good number to have. I have less than that. But the thing is, you're using Ethan, who has no traction on YouTube. You're using him as you're using him as a way to get more followers from the other things. Is Ethan big on the fasting? He is. He will literally fast 1 to 2 days before to get the lowest weight possible. And even then, he still gains weight, the silly cunt.
and just inspired, but also rooting for you because we know like you're at this age and this time in your life where you're recognizing, hey, man, I can make a shift. I can deliver some impact to people while also getting your life where you want it to be. Not only just from a weight loss journey, but just your spiritual growth, your growth as an individual, as a human, and now doing this stuff with Danny. And I'm
Let's not talk about growth. We know Ethan grows a lot. He's definitely grown in the past few weeks.
willing to bet the goal is as you guys continue to grow your brand, which is a company and it's going to be big. I mean, you're going to be running a team and Danny's going to be running a team. And I think it was really cool having you at the muster. And, do you remember what I told you right before the muster kicked off? My advice to you was?
POV, you're a tub of Ben and Jerry's. Um, so Ethan has been telling people he's going to own a company, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Paolo, it's your favorite word, journey. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. He fasted on his way to anyway. You know?
Yeah, be selfish.
Just a city
Now,
boy.
a lot of people are going to hear that and they might have a little unique reaction to that because wait, hold on. I'm supposed to be
His hair
selfish,
grows.
but we're at the echelon front extreme.
His belly grows too. I think he's been a lonely outcast guy. Yeah, he was taken out of school by his parents and he was homeschooled. And I think one of the key aspects in growing up is socializing. And I don't think Ethan's had that socializing thing. And I don't know if any of you guys follow Jack's Fit or have heard of Jack's Fit, but he's one of those people that latches on to other influencers. And I think Ethan is guilty of that too. He latches onto other influencers and he thinks that they're his friend when they just want clout, you know? They use him for followers and to sell things. Yeah, yeah. He genuinely thinks they're his friends, but they're just there for like money, 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 money.
Ownership muster. It's a 2-day leadership event that Jocko Willink, Leif Babin started. I've been to every single one. I've spoken. So I attended the very first one as a guest, and at Muster 002 all the way to this last one, Muster 023, I've spoken. So I've spoken at 22 musters, and I tell people that all the time. Hey, when you're here, be selfish. And a lot
Yeah.
of people initially, they give me the look like you gave me, the look that Lucas
Yeah.
got right now. Now Lucas knows why. And we call that showmanship if we did have the the camera on him right now on YouTube.
Yeah.
But why did I tell you to be selfish? And why
I don't know,
should our
Paolo.
listeners who are going to events like the muster, and hopefully we have some listeners join us at the musters next year, and why should they be selfish? And when you were and when Danny was, what did you guys get from that?
Yeah.
Ethan, tell me, how do you cut the mustard?
I think to sum it up, it's all about taking advantage of the resources, right? Or in our case,
Taking advantage of the resources. Ethan has access to Chris Pratt. He has access to jelly rolls. He has access to Bert Kreischer, which, nobody should have access to Bert Kreischer apart from the FBI, allegedly. He has access to nutritionists. He has access to various influencers that could help him. He has access to dietitians. He has access to dietitians that have access to Hollywood actors and actresses. And yet, he's not making use of these resources. Why is that? And then why is he here? This is only 3 months ago. So this is like December, January time. He has these resources. What am I missing on Bert? He said that it was I'm paraphrasing, but he gets a boner when he holds his child, basically. He said that weird shit on a podcast, and I don't think you should really joke about things like that. It's kind of weird.
taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yep.
Because we were blessed to have, Echelon Front brought us out there. Initially, it was only going to be me. And then a week later, they were like, you know what? I think it makes sense if Danny comes too. So it's one thing for the people who,
Bert from Sesame
paid to go
Street.
there.
No, Bert from Sesame Street is a wholesome guy just living his gay life with gay Ernie. All right. Hello, Bert. Oh, hey, Ernie. Bert, do you want to be the top of the bob tonight? You can literally see the borders of the slimming filters on the sides of his head like it's floating. Yeah. He looks like Gerald from Hey Arnold. I can't unsee it. He's the white ginger version of Gerald from Hey Arnold.
For them to get the most out of it, to honor whoever paid for it, whether it be their company, themselves, whatever. But also, like in our position, like this is an investment into my journey. You know, the stuff that the Jocko team's been doing, the stuff that the Echelon Front team has been doing, they are investments towards my success.
Yep.
And for me to go there,
He looks like a waning crescent moon, okay? That's what he looks like. You turn him to the side. You turn him to the side, that's what he looks like. Hey Arnold mentioned.
and not get everything I could out of it would be wasting that investment, you know? So that was a big part of, you know, same thing with the Philly trip. Like I told myself when we got to Philly, I'm going to push myself as hard as I possibly can. Because that was the purpose, to show what I
To eat 5 Philly cheesesteaks.
was capable of. And I did the same thing out here, man. Like I did everything I could to be present in the moment and get as much of that information, which was a
Mustard
lot,
journey.
you know, a lot of information, but to glean as much as I could from it those 2 days, man.
I love it. I love it, man. What was I know you and I did a video, a little selfie video, and I haven't posted it yet from the podcast page. But what was like you've had some more time to reflect since you got home. What are some of the takeaways that you took from the muster that you plan on implementing into your life personally and professionally?
What did you take from the mustard? Condiments? What do you do with your mustard? Hot dogs? Ham? Ham sandwich? Ham and mustard sandwich? Ham, cheese, and mustard. Do you prefer Dijon? Do you prefer English mustard? Do you prefer American mustard? Do you prefer whole grain mustard?
Oh man. Well, like the main thing, I think this will be my answer for all the mustards, honestly. The main takeaway is knowing how much work is left, right?
Yep.
Like you come out of there after the self-assessment
It is tough eating 5 cheesesteaks, that is true.
and you really realize all of the alignment and all of the changes that need to be made.
Yep.
Right? Like I have a clearer picture now than I've ever had on like
With
what parts of my
chips.
life I need to work on, right? So I was telling you, like for example, like the whole concept of detachment is new to me, right? I didn't get to 660 pounds without some very emotional decisions.
It's it's not mustard, it's muster. Muster. It's an event with Jocko Willink, and people all get together and talk about how great things are to do with exercise and shit, something like that. He spreads the mustard on himself, hoping the fake wife will come and lick it off. Well, he'll be waiting a long time. And I mean, like, I get like ice cream, I get like cream, strawberries, but I don't think anybody would want to lick mustard off somebody, especially not Ethan.
Decision making. I've been making emotional decisions for the last quarter of a century.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of the situation. I never even thought of, taking a moment to step back,
It's all right, Connor. We're just taking the piss. We think musta.
remove emotion from the equation before you take action. That's not a concept that has even entered my mind before the muster.
So, Ethan, what was it like? I mean, and I know you have an awesome coach that you've been working with. The guy's a stud. Jocko Fuel partnered you up with them. But what was it like getting to have access to and spend time with people like Jonathan and Ann from First in Nutrition and seeing their group there also? And they have different people from their family that are out there at every single muster, just getting after it. They're building their community. And then, my buddy Brent that you got to meet, former radio recon Marine, black belt jiu-jitsu competitor.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, Fresh. That is true. So the more I'm hearing, the more I realise the sheer amount of resource he has access to. He could be talking to these people and he could be doing business with them. He could be talking to these nutritionists, be like, "Can you help me out? I really need help with my nutrition." And like, "Yeah, okay." And they could, have a wonderful budding relationship and make it business, which is fine. You can make it all business if you want, but if you're losing weight at the same time as making money, that's fantastic. But he clearly seems to be enjoying the yo-yo effect that causes him to get views and boost him up in the algorithm.
in jiu-jitsu, high level leader in a global organization, and he's there taking copious pages of notes. And but he was there in the PT in the morning with you guys,
Mhm.
and just kind of pushing you and showing you and other people like the proper way to do different body weight exercises. Like some of them make sense, but it's like, hey, if you don't know how to do it properly, you're not getting the most out of it. And when you were like adapting your form and doing those things properly, you felt those exercises even more. And I mean, you were just moving the whole time, working through it. What was it like for you to get to meet people like Jonathan and Ann and Brent and other leaders that were out there as well?
Dude, it was pretty crazy. Like this past couple months, it is like astounded me the people that we've managed to surround ourselves with on this journey, man. Like 7 months ago, I didn't even know why I was still.
You know when you go to the gym and you're in the changing room and there's like a guy in his 70s, just he let it all hang out. It's all there. It's all on display. It reminds me of that. Bollocks.
Here, right? Like
But
that's
that
how
did.
drastic that life change has been this year with like starting the social media stuff. But spending time with people in this community is really, it's really just crazy how genuine
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Like because I come from an industry where genuine people are few and far between, right? And then you go to an event like the muster, and it's almost kind of like the opposite. Like you would
Mustard.
have a hard time finding someone who wasn't a solid person at an event like that.
Yeah. It's crazy and also sad.
Yeah, it's definite filters because that chin moves so wildly. Like I've never seen a chin move so wildly. Even like Harold Bishop.
And like you said, the people there were genuine, and the Echelon Front team was fired up to have you. And I mean, you got to see a little bit behind the curtains of who we are at Echelon Front from a culture standpoint.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on that? I mean, you had the operations team freaking just crushing it, just getting everything set up, and the marketing team helping assist with all the stuff with you. And have you ever been to an event like that where it's just everything's running and moving and smooth, and the people's attitude, the attendees were fired up because Brent told me he's like, I've never seen something like this. He goes, I've been to a lot of business seminars, a lot
Yeah.
of business seminars. He goes, you don't have 800-ish of the 1,000 waiting for the doors to be open at any other business conference.
Yeah.
I Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. It does sound like multi-level marketing. It really does. Yeah. That's what I was like, what is happening right now? Am I just being sold to? Am I being sold some magic beans?
No, it's crazy, man. The production specifically kind of blew my mind. Like, I'm a big audio video guy. That's always been my bread and butter. That's why I cringe, sitting here on the podcast using a MacBook because it's like so against everything that I'm like all about when it comes to the production stuff. But dude, like the
You still managed to find out how the slimming filters work on your MacBook. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a natural kind of podcast. MLM for gains. Yeah. Multi-level marketing, multi-level gunting.
production
MLG.
quality of the mustard was wild. And like seeing what goes into it, like I even saw like a glimpse into the room when they were deconstructing everything. And I was like,
Great.
what the hell, dude? It's unlike anything I've ever experienced.
That's awesome, man. Lucas, what questions do you have for Ethan?
So this being your first muster, my
I have a question for you. Why are you just a floating head? Have you ever seen Red Dwarf? It's like Holly from Red Dwarf, isn't it? It's cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere.
first experience with it was a little overwhelming because I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I want you to kind of walk through the day that you did. Like, first off, did you do PT both days?
No.
Let let me just. There's no difference. I don't see a difference. There's no difference. I'm all alone, more or less. Let me fly far away from here. Fun, fun, fun. In the sun, sun, sun.
Just Tuesday.
Smart man. Okay, so my first muster, I only did PT the first day too, because I knew if I came in, because I got in like really early, like 1 a.m. And I was like, if I make it to PT today, I'll be off the hook tomorrow, because everybody will be like, bro, he came in and he was smoked, like he did a great job. So that's I only did PT the first day of my first muster too. So let's
Yeah,
take
we did the
Tuesday.
opposite.
Yeah,
We did the
yeah.
opposite. We skipped the first one and went to the second.
Which is the smarter of things to do, which is why you're a wiser man than I was at my first muster. So
Yeah,
that
Ethan's really wise. This is the three wise men
said,
here.
kind of walk us through that full day of the muster, starting with the PT and then kind of going throughout what your impressions were of everything and kind of just how you felt about stuff, man, because it's a different kind of experience.
No, the PT was really interesting for me. JP saw firsthand my struggles with it, dude. Like I was at some points in there, I was struggling just to like hold the position they wanted us in, let alone doing the workouts.
And you weren't the only one, brother.
Yeah. No, I
So,
was focused on myself. I had no clue what anyone else was doing in that thing.
oh my God, it's the three kings: Gold, Frankenstein, and
it was cool though, man. Like on the
Also,
holy crap.
the jerk they have running that PT really really needs to deal with whatever deep seated issues he's got.
We'll address that later, Lucas. Go ahead, Ethan. I'm
No,
sorry,
it
my
was
friend. I'm sorry, my friend interrupted you.
no, it's good, man. No, dude, like even like
Eh,
just for
inside
example, like the
joke.
flutter kick,
Inside jokes are really good for a podcast, yeah.
dude. First set, legs were off the ground, up and down, kept going. By the third set, when I lifted
That's what Ethan wants to do to his future wife.
both legs off the ground at once, I had
Stop.
a lower back pain that I was like, it was crazy. It felt crazy, dude. Like most of that stuff was new movements for me. So it was really interesting, but I tried
Exactly.
to just
Spill
keep
the
moving.
tea.
And
Yep.
then by the last set of those workouts where you were just waving your arms back and forth on the ground, I just tried to keep my arms off the ground.
Oh yeah,
By
the
that
arm
final set,
holds.
I was just holding like a freaking dumbass looking plank with my arms out, trying not to let them fall down by the end of that, dude. But no, I thought the cash out was actually, I was surprised with myself during that. I didn't miss a rep.
What's a cash out? Is that when you give them all your money?
Yeah, and do you know why?
Mm-mm.
Because it was you and about 600 to 700 other people in unison doing an exercise together.
Yeah,
So what does
that was
that tell
cool.
you about
I just read an article where these two brothers set up a telehealth company selling compounded GLP-1s on Facebook with 800 plus fake doctors' accounts and AI and have made $401 million in 2025. Fucking hell. It really is big business. Fucking hell. First time Ethan tried exercising. I feel like Ethan only exercises when there are cameras on him. I don't think he does any exercise at any other point. It's incredible, really. Everything he does just feels so performative. And Ethan's been accused of recycling photos as well for showing he's at the gym, right? And he's been accused of recycling photos because he would take a photo, but in a video the day before, his hair would be shorter, and in the photo the day after, his hair's like impossibly longer. It's so weird.
the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people in your life?
For sure, dude. Like that was it. It was like in the moment, I couldn't even believe that I was still going when you hit like 40. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if you had like a trainer tell me you're gonna do 48 of these in one set, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me? But then we just did it.
Yeah. So normally day one, the cash out, and we didn't do it because we changed it up because we're
Or strongman doesn't work out like 6 days a week. Yeah, his goal is to be a strongman, but he doesn't do anything apart from eat like a strongman. And that's the issue that I have, is that he eats like a strongman, but he doesn't work out like a strongman. Even Glitter and Lasers does strongman workouts or strong woman workouts. And she may do them terribly, but at least she goes out there and films herself a lot. I can't believe I'm defending Anna, but here it is. Has anyone noticed that the guy on the left has enlarged lymph nodes? Well, this guy, are you sure that's not shadow? I don't know. Can't really tell.
I was talking with Jocko. I'm like, hey, what do you think about me lowering this number of squats that we do on day one, just to kind of see if we have more people show up day two, just kind of like playing around with it. Because the number that you do on the cash out doesn't really matter. It's about us doing it together to honor, right? To honor someone or something. And
Uh-oh,
usually
camera's going
day
funny.
one,
There we go.
it's 48 4-count squats. So that's 96. 96 squats in a row. And it's awesome.
honestly,
Wow. Yeah. Ethan pretending to be interested.
I don't even know what a 4-count squat is.
Oh, it's literally just like
Dumb.
I'll
Go
show
on,
you.
show
right?
us, mate.
This
So
is the most miserable part of my muster the first time.
yeah, so it's me counting the first 3 reps, and then as a group, they count the 4th rep, just like we did on the belly buster. So it's
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, right? So the group.
Holy-
So isn't that 2 squats? Isn't that 2 squats then? You thought you had a filter on too. You never know. I don't know. It could be the shadows, fresh. I'm not sure.
Rat.
Oh yeah, and bro, I go straight up into like drill sergeant, buds instructor mode where I'm like a 1, 2, 3, 1, a 1, 2, 3, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 3.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. But a burning it. Sorry, he sounded like Elvis. He does have a thick neck, yeah.
And as
I
I'm
think
doing
he's a
that, people are
PT.
getting into it. It was funny after one of the musters.
A 1 for the
because I was
money,
smoked.
2
And
for the show.
30 minutes of getting after it, and then we do that. I mean, just like there's like people puking in the bushes, or like people like laying down on the ground, and
Yeah, because he lies to you. He lies to you and says it's 48, and then you end up doing 96. Because when you're an NCC and you don't understand that military math is ×2 of everything, then you just get into this situation where you're halfway through and you're like, I think.
I don't think you should be making people exercise until they puke. Is that a hot take? I don't think so. I don't think it's a hot take. People should be pushing their limits, but they shouldn't be exercising to the point where they huey in a bush, you know?
think I've been lied to, and then it's just like 25 is like this is not what I asked
well,
for.
once this arm gets healed, Lucas, we can do some 8-count bodybuilders together, like we used to do in Buds. Those are fun. But so I know we're trying to
I think that's a euphemism.
digress. But Jocko was joking one time, and he told me, he's like, I was talking with Leif and a few other guys, and he said, if I was to bet like a large amount of money on something that JP could win a gold medal in the Olympics.
Actually, do you know what? I think that is enlarged lymph nodes. I think that's like I think that's a bulge. Yeah, look, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there, Fresh.
It would be 4-count exercises. Because Jocko's like, as soon as you start counting, he goes, you go like shark eyes and you're just like a machinist. Because once I start counting and I have 5, 6, 700 people counting that 4th rep, like it's weird. Literally the brain just takes over. My body's just like 1, 2, 3, boom. And the reason why I'm bringing that up and we're diving
1,
deeper
2,
into
3.
it is because of that question I asked you. And I'd like for you to kind of talk about your experience at the muster of being connected with other positive leaders, entrepreneurs, individuals that were there with their company. I mean, you guys did those fire team breakouts and you got to meet other people and talk to them. And, what were some of the relationships that you developed and or just perspective you gained from interacting with other people that made you want to elevate what Ethan is going to be doing at the last few days of this year as you roll into 2026?
Yeah, it was really interesting, man. We spent a lot of time with Jonathan and Ann. Those guys are really good. Meeting them and talking with them, like those were the kind of people that we like in my mind. You just kind of know that they're genuine.
I get why this podcast has so little views because I feel like it's catered to an extremely, extremely small niche. Because they're not really talking about anything. They're not talking about anything broad. They're literally just talking about this mustard show that they went to.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed cultivating that relationship. But even like with the fire team exercises, we met a couple guys that worked for like a big gas and oil company. We met a couple like high level accounting guys who were in charge of like this one guy had like 15 people under him, who all of them had like 85 people under them. So he was like an exec of XX. You know what I mean? So it was really interesting, talking.
So Ethan, QVC for bros, yeah. So Ethan was around high value people. He was around CEOs. He was around high level management. And then we've got this guy who said, I like a drink. I'd like a drink of milkshake. What do you have to talk about with these people?
Talking with them about like how they're planning on applying or what their issues are compared to me, because I feel like my situation is so different for this kind of thing, right? Like I'm a big guy who talks to my phone for a living. I don't have a normal job and I don't work for a company per se yet. Like I think, like you said, this will turn into one eventually.
if you say so. So he does realise that he's kind of a fish out of water at these meetings.
But I thought it was really, really interesting hearing about like why they were at the muster, what they were trying to get out of it, some of the issues they had, and how they were going to apply it to their different, their different jobs. Because it's an environment that they're in that I'm just so not used to.
Yeah.
So Ethan, how would you apply health and fitness to your job? Uh, drink a chocolate milk. They lost you with a sinister floating head. Yeah. So they're talking about like how you would, use all this fitness stuff for their lives and their jobs and stuff. Ethan literally has to lose weight for a living, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
What'd you get from doing the balance assessment at the muster?
That was the biggest eye opener on like what I have to work on, right? Because I know like I've been on like a quote unquote self improvement kick this past couple months. I've been starting to read books. I've been trying to read my Bible more. I've been praying more because I was kind of disconnected with my walk with God for a bit, right? Um,
He did say he hates religion.
that being said, the self assessment, dude, like personally, I know there's a lot of things I need to work on, but also like from a business perspective, the whole decentralized command thing with Danny is something that I've done a really bad job with this year.
Yeah, we all need to take some stuff from this, to be honest, Laurie. And if it's one thing for me, it is mustard good. Mustard good, mayonnaise bad. Salsa verde.
Man, I hired Danny to quit his job a couple months ago, and I told you this when
I
we were at
beg your pardon. You hired Danny to quit his job a couple of months ago. What does Danny do exactly? What do Danny don't does? Does Danny just basically follow you about? That's all he does. Because is Danny like a cheer on guy like woo woo woo? Is he like Bez in the Happy Mondays? He's just there to have a good time.
at the end of the event, but I have really done a bad job giving him direction. Like he's being paid, he's fine. We have a good time doing what we do, but I haven't delegated anything, which is not only hurting me, but that's also hurting him. Because without giving him direction, he's
Well, to be fair, without Danny, we wouldn't have stuff like this. Just give me one moment. Just give me one moment, guys. Come on. Bear with, bear with. We wouldn't have pictures like this. You know? This should hang in the Louvre. The Louvre. We got Danny here looking on longingly at old bollock face here. And we've got the dog like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is happening? I'm trying to have a peaceful moment here, and I've got Danny behind me, and I've got Ethan in front of me, looking like he's about to bust a move on the toilet. Just saying. Anyway, sorry about that.
just kind of hovering.
Yeah.
Danny's
And
losing weight
I mean,
for him.
I don't
Yeah.
expect you to remember me saying this to you because you were just drinking through a fire hose at the muster and it was at the very end. But I told you I
Drinking,
wanted you to start thinking about delegation as a gift.
Yeah, I do.
drinking through a fire hose. Huh? Is that a literal thing, or is that like another euphemism? I was watching Ethan drinking out the old fire hose.
Remember that.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So when you delegate tasks, it's a gift because you're developing those people. You're helping
Maybe, Laurie.
people learn new skill sets and feel that they're a part of the team. They feel responsible for something. They're bought in. And by delegation, you're giving them ownership. And when you're giving Danny ownership over editing videos or some marketing ideas, and Danny's going to come up with some ideas that you're like, man, this,
Danny is the video editor. So Danny's job is to edit down Ethan rambling at the camera for 2 minutes every 2 or 3 days. Wow. I hope he gets paid handsomely for that.
It's not the way I would do it. But if you can look at his plan and idea and genuinely ask yourself and
Oh, I
challenge
see,
yourself and
Debbie.
say, is it a workable plan? And if you could say yes, knowing that it's not going to be detrimental to what you're doing, let them run with it, you know? And
Yeah.
if you run into some issues, cool. That's why we do debriefs. I mean, we talk about debriefs a lot at the muster. Like you and
Yeah.
you and Danny should be debriefing once a day. Like, hey, what was good today? What are some improvements that we need to work on? What are some things that I can do to provide better support to you? And just as you guys cultivate that culture, I think you'll start to be more and more comfortable with delegating things to him because you're going to be talking through stuff and be like, oh, cool. You know what? Like Danny's got it. I loved at the end when Danny Zine came up and he was meeting you and we're talking and I explained to you that Danny's one of my best friends. We grew up together and you're like, oh, and we're like, oh, we each have our own Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome,
Uh,
man.
Yeah.
No, the debrief thing is cool because it's funny. You know, we were in Nashville for a week before the muster. We met a friend of ours. His name is AJ Buckley. He's an actor on the show SEAL Team. So
Cool,
he
yeah.
actually has some good relationships with some of the team guys. He calls himself a fake SEAL, right? Because he just played one. But he was talking. I was talking with him because this was a point where I was like really, you know, I was in that mental divot. I was overwhelmed, and he talked about like the importance of structure, right? Because we've been traveling so much. We don't have a schedule. We don't.
yeah, I think structure would be very good for Ethan. It doesn't seem like he has any, and I think the importance of routine in his life would go some way to helping him maybe be a bit more prudent with his decision making, I would say. Routine would definitely help because it just seems like he's going back to his old gamer habits of maybe playing Crimson Desert until 4 a.m. and getting up at 3 in the afternoon. You know, that kind of thing.
We don't have a structure. But one of the things he mentioned was you and Danny need to set up like
Mental
weekly,
divot.
bi-weekly, and monthly meetings.
You
And
know, you know when a vape explodes in your brain, that causes a mental divot.
just do them no matter what. Make them take precedence over everything and just do them. And he said that that would be a big part in the structure aspect, which, you know, goes back to the whole debrief concept, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball for you to think about this. I know Lucas probably has some more questions for you, and I do too, and or any thought that you want to share with the listeners. Before I do that, I just want to reiterate, like Ethan, one of the things I really respected from you this weekend was your humility in regards to the recognition that you had of like, man, I have a lot to do. I have a lot to do, and
And they said he wasn't worthy. Yeah, he has a lot of humility. Yeah,
I'm very happy that you realize
that
that
happened to Rosie.
because, you know,
Yeah.
I consider you a friend. I mean, I know we're not super close. We don't talk all the time, but the conversations the three of us has had, you and I have had, I know you and Lucas talk more than you and I do, but you know, you coming on the podcast, we got a lot of good feedback. You helped a lot of our listeners. And so, you know, you're somebody I definitely care about, you know what I mean? But I'm not one of those guys
Oh,
that are like, oh yeah, Ethan's one of my best friends. And you're like, bro, you talk to him like twice a month. Like,
that's nice, isn't it? Ethan cares. He cares about him. Oh, JP cares about Ethan. JP and Ethan sitting in a tree. ChatTing. Shit.
you know what I mean? That'd be weird. That'd be like you like telling somebody like, oh my good
Well,
buddy.
we're busy people, man, you know?
Yeah. But it would be like, I'm always like, I always err on the side of like, I don't want anybody ever thinking like, because I saw that a lot, you know, in the military where, you know, somebody would pass away and guys were like, oh, devastated. I'm like, I understand, yes, losing a teammate is hard, but now all of a sudden you're best friends with the guy now that they're dead. That's a little weird to me, you know, and you'd see that a lot. And it would be like, you'd be like, oh, dude, you know, one of my super close friends, Jocko, like you and Jocko are buddies, you know what I mean? But you're not
Yeah.
like boys yet. And so,
Yeah.
but I want to say,
How do you know? You're not Jocko. You're not the person who had to deal with the death of a fellow recruit. I mean, I understand what he's saying to an extent, but I do think a lot of people tend to over egg the fact that they were friends with people or were close to people after they've passed away. You should have been close to them when they were alive, really. That would help.
is I was, you know, I've been following you and watching you do this and kind of walking through this with you. And I love that you recognize that because it's easy for somebody your age and going through all this stuff to believe the hype. And I think the powerful thing with
Ah, he does believe his own hype. That's why he thinks he knows better than nutritionists, dietitians, and personal trainers, because he doesn't take any of their advice. Plot twist, none of these people are busy. No, they've got an hour to sit and chat shit. I mean, I've got a few hours to sit and chat shit, to be fair, but, you know, I don't even know what they're talking about.
with the muster is
I
you,
don't.
you should believe
I don't actually say that I'm busy. I'm rarely busy.
the hype,
Mm-hmm.
but don't believe the hype. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you're a strong, bold man of God. You're on this path. You're losing weight. You're impacting people. But just remember that humility is the number one characteristic of every great leader. Which I know you knew that. You saw it again at the muster.
Okay, so where's this humility that he speaks of? Because I've never seen it.
But when you were able to tell me after PT, we're getting ready to go down the cash out, just the humility you had of saying, man, I've got a lot to work on. And I'm telling you, the individuals that come to the muster or an FTX, the field training exercises that we run, or do an event with us, the individuals that can recognize that, they're the ones that are they're just gonna win at life. So I love seeing that in you. And I just want to encourage you to just stay humble, man, because
Yeah.
there's some dangerous roads you're going to be walking down as your name continues to grow and your following grows. The more you lean into the Lord and you seek his will, the more you try to be humble, the more impact that you're going to deliver. So just
Problem is with this humility is that Ethan thinks he has a divine right to a wife and kids because he thinks that God is just going to plop them down like, here you go, Ethan. Here is your wife and children, pre-prepared like a Hummus fit meal. And Ethan's like, cheers, God. I appreciate it. Okay, Wendy, cook me some dinner. Kids, go do kid things. Yes, it's really working out.
anything to add to that, Lucas, real quick before I have my
Humility in a mustard
ready for a
bowl.
loop statement.
No, I mean, I think what you said pretty much sums up my sentiment as well.
It's
You're
time for the floating head to speak. Ah, please, the wandering gods have spoken. Let the floating head divine wisdom.
great, dude. You're on a good path right now, and it's been an honor to get to watch you walk down that road and to have a small part in it. It's been really cool. So I appreciate you letting us do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. We will all be in
See, the thing is, the guy on the right, when he's done this podcast, he has to go back and go to Easter Island as one of the head statues.
the same room together at one point.
Oh, yes. Yes. Um, so my buddy Joe Reyna, he helps out on the FTXs. He's been on the podcast before. Just an awesome stud Marine, combat veteran, 3 Purple
Cheers, bud.
Hearts. Just, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, still in the Marine
Wow.
Corps, is working as a recruiter, has been helping
All
us
right, Owen Wilson, calm down. Wow.
out at Echelon Front as a role player. Him and Cody Gandy
Snow
served in
White
the Marine Corps together.
stepdad.
They're best friends. And so that's how I have the blessing and the connection of getting to know Joe and now call him a friend. And we were
I'm looking at the man in the mirror. And he's asking Ethan questions.
closing out, doing a debrief dinner at the post muster FTX. So what we did after the muster is we limited it to 24 muster attendees.
Normally you have your mustard with dinner instead of after it. Having mustard for dessert sounds a bit weird.
Could sign up and participate in the field training exercise that we run, which is the hands-on scenario-based leadership training. It's the hands-on application of everything you saw in 2 days.
Hands-on, scenario-based leadership training. HUSBLT. Yeah, I think that's a good acronym, isn't it? Right, guys, we're going to do some HUSBLT.
Ethan, you get to go
Yeah.
out and conduct military type missions that are only focused about leadership, no tactics, but only focused about leadership lessons against the role players that are, former and current Navy SEALs, Green Berets, SWAT operators, Marines, soldiers, just all different branches, special operation groups. It's really cool. Like that's the opposite.
So, Ethan's getting like army training, essentially. This is like army training light, you know. The event does sound pretty lame to be fair. Mels, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. It's very strange, isn't it? Like, Ethan's getting all the benefits of army training, but with none of the actual work that goes into being a super soldier, you know? I reckon Ethan thinks he's going to be the next Captain America.
Position that you go up against, but they also help with debriefs and lessons, and they drive the scenarios a certain way so that we can get different debrief and talking points and lessons after every run. And we spend a good amount of time after the run sitting down, talking, debriefing, making modifications, and then boom, go back out there again. And so after
Appreciate it,
that,
Mels.
we do
Thank
a
you.
debrief dinner, a whole recap of the day. And Joe was talking about, he said, hey, if you were to lose, he was connecting this to the emotional connections that we have to our families, and that's why detachment's a superpower, and especially at home, so that you can maintain a healthy relationship and you can fix a relationship that needs to be fixed, and you can strengthen a relationship.
What was my army training like? There was a lot of advice given to me by a few rear admirals. So yeah, I took their advice on.
through detachment. Would you agree with that?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. And so he was talking about it. He goes, you know, if you were to go lose your job, what would you go looking for the next day?
Money, food, water.
A new job.
Yeah.
He goes,
Oh,
but if you were to lose your family,
yeah, get a new family. Because God would just give me a new family, wouldn't he? Please, please, can I have Henry Cavill in a wedding dress? Thank you so much. Here you go. Rear Admiral on the poop deck. Yes,
would
indeed,
you go look for
Debbie.
a new family the
On the
next day?
starboard bow. Starboard bow,
No.
starboard bow.
He goes, no. He goes,
Yeah, okay, yeah, get a new family. Fuck it.
why is that? Because our families are everything to us. And he was just really bringing home the point that, yes, these things are great for business, but if you're not applying them at home, you're missing the mark.
Yeah.
And it was just such a powerful statement. I was just like, and it was heavy. And I know you don't have a wife and kids yet, but you have your family that you love and that
Wife and kids mentioned. He's going to mention his fake wife and kids, isn't he? Oh, Jesus.
you care about. And Lucas,
Yeah.
you know, you're a pastor, so you got your church family, and then you are married with kids, so you have your blood family. You're, you know, you're the family that, you know, the wife that God brought into your life.
I'll ask you guys a question. Would you trust a priest if he was just a floating head on a black screen? Because that seems a bit like it's kind of fake. If you're just like a floating head. Yeah, God and that. Me, 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 me. I don't know. I wouldn't trust a floating head to be a pastor.
And the kids that he's blessed you with. We'll start with Lucas and kind of let you digest that a little bit, Ethan. But Lucas, what's your initial thoughts on that, man?
Well, like, you know,
I've got his hand.
first of all, it's like a place I just don't want to go, right? Like just
Exactly.
the idea, right? Like the idea of that scenario is it's one of those things that like mentally and emotionally you just don't want to put yourself into that place. But I see why Joe did what he did and said what he said, because if we're not thinking, not that we have to do it all the time, but if there aren't moments where we think in terms of that, then we don't realize
I am Oz, the great and powerful. Do not look at the Ethan behind the curtain. God just be giving these men's wives. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what happens, Mel's. A man, he becomes 18, and God's like, here's a wife for you. I had to take my wife back because she was faulty, and then God changed my batteries, and I'm gay now.
what it is that we have and how desperately we, not that we just need to fight not to lose our families or to lose things that we really love that we care about, but we need to fight in order to build something for them and
Yeah,
for us
Paolo.
as a family
Yeah.
unit that allows all of us to be successful. So if we don't think in terms of like this is something that could be taken away, then we don't approach it with the proper amount of humility. Now we can't rest in that space, right? So like that's my thought initially is like this is a place that I need to go in order to have gratitude for what I have, to realize the gravity of the pull, you know, that gravitational pull that my family has on my heart and what God's given me. But I can't sit in this place if this isn't motivating me to action. If this isn't motivating me to take responsibility in the the minor tiffs that I get in with my wife that build the little resentments that cause the bigger argument that cause the blow up
They're talking about their wives. Ethan is seething inside right now. He's going to be beetroot red the next time you see him on camera.
argument. Like if it's not motivating me to take responsibility in those little things to prevent that big thing from happening, if it's not motivating me to take responsibility in the way that I talk to my 3-year-old, where there are times where I have to sit him down and say like, hey, Levi, Daddy made a mistake. And one of my buddies was like, why would you tell your kid that? I was like, because he needs to know. And the only way
Yeah, Daddy made a mistake. You get upstairs.
he's going to know, first off, that it's okay to make mistakes. And second, that I'm not perfect is if I model that for him. And if I don't do that, then I'm not
You'll
equipping
take my
him properly.
wife. Go
But
on
it
then,
reminds me
Mills.
of the importance of doing that because like as much as it would pain me to lose them, right? On the reverse, it would pain me to know that I like if the shoe was on the other foot, right? Like if I'm the one that left, right? If I passed away, I would be heartbroken to think that in the time that I had with my sons, that I didn't steward that time well enough to
Yeah.
help them be good men, even if it's just from ages 0 to 3. Like if there wasn't something that stuck with them from those times, from those little moments that we got, that helped them become the
I don't know, man. Very few children remember their time between 0 and 3 years old. I think I've got like maybe 3 memories from being 3 years old.
and that God needed them to be, then that would be a failure on my part. And I had a great friend once. He wrote a book called The Death Principle. It's not like a big book. It's just like a little pamphlet. And the premise of the book is that life lived in terms of death are more dynamic. But the idea
Maybe you go to church without realizing it, Latte. Do you go to the gym and there's like fonts and pews and big pictures of Jesus?
with the book was, instead of this like self-serving, live every day as if it's your
Welcome
last,
in, Mud.
the
Good to
premise
see you.
was live every day as if it's the last for the person across the table from you. Like, how different would your interactions with them be if it was their last day, right? Because if it's your last day, you're gonna go skydiving, you're gonna ride all the roller coasters, you're gonna, get rid of every bit of the money in your savings account and go do like whatever. You're gonna hit Disneyland in Tokyo and save a bunch of money from going to Orlando and trying to get that one because apparently it's cheaper in Tokyo now anyway. So like, you're gonna do all of those things, right? But if
Right.
it's the person across the table from you, like, what things do you want them to know? What things do you want to make sure that they know from you? What success do you want them to see before their time is up? And what Joe said kind of really brings that into perspective for me is that, like, if I was about to lose them, right, there are things that I would say. Um, there are imprints that I would want to make, not just on how much like dad loved him and cared for him and all of that, but that, like, it's just as simple as like, be humble, do the right things for the right reasons, and you're going to be somebody that you can be proud of. And if today's the last day, like, preach the gospel, do good works, love other people, and when today's over, if this is it for you, man, then you're going to be able to walk in to judgment and hear the words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." So,
But this is a lot of words for saying don't be a cunt. I'm not religious in any sense really, and I know to be a good person. So yeah, this is just like blah, 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 blah. Just don't be a wanker.
do that, and it just kind of brings all of that to me. And like I said, it's a place I don't want to think about. It's a place I don't want to sit in. But I also
Yeah.
think if we don't go there from time to time, then we don't ever realize who is and isn't valuable in our lives and in our hearts. So
This is a
yeah,
collab
Joe, you
diary
suck,
entry,
but
yeah.
I think it's a good exercise.
Yeah, it was really good. And Ethan, as I was listening to Ethan, as I was listening to Lucas talk, I would I would maybe push you towards, going back to a comment you said earlier, like, I shouldn't be here because, for our listeners that listened to your episode, you shared about how, like, you almost died during COVID, you're in the hospital, like, a lot of people didn't think you were going to make it, but God had other plans for you.
Yeah.
And, as you think about what Lucas just expanded upon from Joe Reyna's comment, which is just so powerful to really think about, you've been given
There's a lot of religious bent, yeah.
a second chance. And what goes through your mind as, you wake up every day saying, all right, hey, I'm going to do this because I've been given this second chance. And I'm also doing it to prepare myself for my future family and whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
what's some of your thoughts, and kind of connecting it back to Joe's statement?
Well, it's really kind of hard to think about, right? Because like my whole life, I've understood the importance of building a family, but I've never experienced it, right? So having not
Because he likes girls what are beautiful, and he doesn't like girls what are not beautiful. And he said it himself. The women that would be interested in him, he's not interested in. So. But yeah, hot latte. I was in the gym yesterday, right? And there was a couple next to me, and I was doing 6 sets on the leg press because I was doing 3 leg press, 3 calf raises. And they waited by the machine so they could do it together, and they just didn't even ask how long I was going to be or anything like that. They were just waiting there talking and stuff. I felt like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
having not been in that position, obviously I would have no understanding of what losing that would be like, right? But like that's the biggest thing for me, man, is like I know already, not even having known them yet, that I am doing this.
The funny thing is, he talks about the importance of family. Why is he liking posts by OnlyFans models on Instagram? Because he said he left Twitch because he didn't like the amount of porn that was on Twitch. And yet he's here liking Instagram girls who wear thongs and stuff. Should Ethan procreate? Probably not.
Journey internally more so because I want them to have a good life as opposed to just me having one, right? So, you know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
what it's about.
important. It's important, man. You know?
Yeah. I like what Lucas said also about if I was to leave. If I was to leave, what if I left my family? What type of legacy? Because we're all leaving a legacy. And that's one of the things I talked about during my talk at the muster when I'm talking about knowing your mission and understanding what your mission is. Every single one of us is leaving a legacy. Every single one of our listeners is leaving a legacy. The things that we have to think about is what type of legacy are we going to leave?
It wasn't enough. Yeah, exactly. He wanted them to be naked in the hot tubs, but having a bikini on, puh, disgusting. When he saw that woman show her butthole on Twitch, he was like, "What?" He stood up and clapped, and she got 2 days off.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Oh.
Like that's the thing. Like as someone who's again not in that position yet, my main priorities internally for my family is to, you know, the whole biblical protect and provide thing, right? Like make sure that they're protected, make sure that they can live the life that they want to live comfortably, but also instilling those values, right? Instilling those mindset, helping them gain that understanding and those values is super important to me as well. Because then, like you guys said, Lord forbid something happens to me, you know, I would hope that I would have said or done enough
Mhm.
in that interim period
Yeah.
to where they would still be good to go, you know?
Yeah. I love it, my man. Well, I know.
Is there such a thing as Jesus Pron, but with a serious perspective? What do you mean, like after they've ejaculated, they talk about scriptures? Is that it? Is that serious?
No, Lucas probably has some a few other questions. I want to thank you, man. I know our time zone difference. It's late out there. It's been a long week for all of us. But man, you coming on and doing this last minute, I really appreciate you, my friend. And
Yeah.
I know Lucas has some thoughts and or questions real quick.
Yeah. So the first one I've got is, having this conversation, right? And now being further into your journey, hitting some major goals, and then also
I'll be honest with you. I haven't understood most of this podcast because it's just been a load of marketing talk and buzzwords. Like really religious people who try to find loopholes. Um, yeah, I mean, there's that whole thing of like teenagers that in conservative Christian schools doing anal because anal's not like proper sex, that kind of stuff.
getting one of the things that you've really wanted from the beginning,
That's
which
a
is some
loophole,
one-on-one time with
literally.
Joey, being at the gym with your coach so that you can actually work out. Like there's a lot of boxes that you checked. You got to record a podcast with Bert Kreischer. You guys, took the pictures.
Oh
That's
my
really
God, alleged paedophile Bert Kreischer, amazing. He gets his pee-pee hard when he holds his child.
rad. You're now just, you're a certified muster,
I would really like
participant
to.
and
Seems
completer,
like
right?
it.
Whatever that is. But like
Tindy.
those, yeah, attendee, right? So you've done those things. Now that you've got some perspective, right? Like, what do you want your legacy to be at this point in your journey?
Well, like you okay, so that question, like at this point in my journey, but that's still like what I want it to all to be, right? Like the journey in and of itself. I don't know, man. I think
Ethan, just answer the fucking question.
there's a lot that ties into it, right? But I think the journey in and of itself is just a testament that, you know, discipline and hard work can get you where you want to be, right? Like even if I didn't do anything else, even if I just lost the weight and then lived a normal life, right? The fact that I was as big as I was and that I'm going to get down to as low as I'm going to get to, that in and of itself, combined with like the near death experience and all the trials and stuff that I'm going through on this journey, I think that story and that path is going to help and has already helped a lot of people. I'm hoping.
It helps me to know what not to do, that's for sure. Because you're saying, yeah, I'm in a calorie deficit, but I've gained £2. What's up with that?
That it's more than that, right? Because like online, I'm not.
Exactly
You
right.
guys know I'm not shy to talk about my faith, right? I'm very tactful with how I talk about it. I'm never preachy. I never shove Jesus or scripture down people's throat because that's when you
Didn't you say a couple of months ago that you were going to turn your channel, your TikTok page, into a really preachy, Jesus-y thing to annoy people? You did actually say that, Ethan. So yeah, a bit of a hypocrite there.
start to alienate people. But I am not shy to let people know that my faith is very important to me, and I try to give God the glory in this scenario. So my goal in terms of leaving an impact and the legacy.
So who's to blame for you gaining £20 in 5 days? Is it Ethan or is it God? There's only one way to find out. Fight!
Is that people will just kind of connect the dots, right? If people see what's happening in my life and people see what's going to happen in my life, and then they see me giving glory to God for all of it, some people are going to connect A to B.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, huh, maybe there's something to putting God first in my life, right?
Yeah.
But I think the path in and of itself and the story that I'll have to tell when I reach the weight goal.
What about when you watch OnlyFans softcore videos on Instagram? Is that God as well? Does God guide you to that? Does God guide you to Wendy's to have two baconators, two double baconators?
Have the skin removed and hopefully find a partner to go about life with. If I attain those things that I've been telling people that
It's
I'm
the
trying to
devil's
achieve this
fault.
whole time, I think that is going to make it that much more impactful and it's going to help that many more people.
Yeah.
Right on, man. So my last question in this vein is this. One of the things that I did after my first muster was to kind of reassess what the lessons I learned, the the role that they were going to play in me achieving the goals that I had for myself, for my family, for our church, and assessing the proper way to look at some of those things. So that's my next question to you is like, now that you've had this incredible couple of days, how are you going to take the lessons that you've learned from the muster and apply them in such a way that it helps you to achieve the goals that you have and to build that legacy that you want?
That's hard,
Exactly, Mud.
right? Because like
Yeah.
I said, it's a lot
So
of
many
information,
hypocrites
like a
out
lot of
there.
information. I took more notes there than I have ever, right? So I have the workbook. I think the first thing that I'm going to look back on big time is the self-assessment, right? The whole balance sheet.
That's why I find it hard to trust people in a religious setting because, I was part of the Catholic Church for a long time and we all know what was happening behind the scenes in the Catholic Church. Thankfully, nothing happened to me, but it was just incredible to see it all unfold going from childhood to adulthood. And it really made me think about the concept of religion as opposed to spirituality. I was actually having a conversation about this with my uncle the other week that you can feel spiritual and you can feel the presence of something without having to go to church every Sunday, without having to be respectful of people who have no respect for you. You can just live your life in a spiritual fashion and be good to people and believe that there's something else planned for you further down the line. But yeah, it just seems like there's so many hypocrites out there when it comes to religion. Like people hate me for being gay because of their religion. But they'll do drugs, they'll gamble, they'll cheat on their wives, and they still think they're better than me because they believe in God. So, yeah.
Because that, like I said previously, drew a clearer picture of like the things that I have to work on than I've ever had. But I have to,
You know it then, Mud.
prioritize and
You
execute.
know it, Mud, about the Catholics then. It's fucking absolute insanity from some people that are Catholic. You're
Because if I
horrible.
try to just do everything, I'm probably not going to get anywhere with it, right?
You
So I
won't.
think, like for me, the first thing I was, telling JP about this is the detachment, right? Like I think in my weight loss journey, focusing on the detachment is going to help a lot, and in our business, I think focusing on the decentralized command and the delegation is going to help a lot. So those are for me two of the main things that I'm going to try to focus on. But obviously, when I get further into my journey and I start to build these skills, I'd like to start utilizing more, right?
Exactly, Hot Latte. It's, isn't it? In my father's house, there are many mansions. I think that's like, that's an appropriate thing. There's room for everyone.
Like I don't want to just take use. Why would I just use two of the 10 different concepts we learned at the muster? I want to train all of those skills, but I just had, I'm at a point right now where I just got to start somewhere with.
My man. Well, that is what we recommend to people. We've talked about this on the podcast. We recommend that at the muster. I recommend that with every client that I work at through Echelon Front is, hey, pick 1 to 2 things and start working on them. When you get them to a point where you want them to be, reassess yourself, check out your list, your balance assessment, your takeaways, your notes, boom, pick something else. The last 2 days of doing these FTXs, I've shared the feedback that I got from an attendee at FTX 002, and he sent me a message.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He sent me a message on Instagram. I don't know, 8 or 9 months after that FTX, and he told me, "Hey, I've used this workbook that we have at the FTX for all the notes after the debriefs, similar to the workbook that you had at the muster." And he goes, "I review all my notes every day. That's how I start my day." And it's an awareness for me of what do I need to be focusing on in regards to my strengths and what I need to be focusing on in regards to areas of opportunity of improvement. And he goes, "Our business is already $6 million ahead of where it's projected to be at the end of the year." Because my marriage
That's amazing. I don't know what he said, but that sounds great.
more importantly, is stronger than ever before, better relationship with my kids. We're tithing more to the church. We're giving more. He goes, "I just want to say thank you." And so the reason why I share that with you, Ethan, and our listeners is he just reviewed those notes and the assessments that he did, and he was mindful of 1 to 2 things a day, and he would work on those things.
They need cliffhangers, Laurie. That's what they need.
I'm gonna close it out real quick with just some thoughts, and then what I'd like for you to do, Ethan, at the end is close it out with your closing thoughts in regards to like, hey, if you could leave our guests with I'm sorry, if you could leave our audience with a piece of advice to help them win that you took from the muster or in the journey since this last episode that you did with us from health, sobriety, business, life, whatever, you know what I mean? Like what are some of the important things that you've done, like that you think if they started implementing into their lives, that would help them out. So I'll let you kind of think about that. Lucas and I are going to talk through a few things, but obviously thanking all of our listeners. We do this for you guys. We do it because it's
Oh,
something that we enjoy,
thanks.
and the feedback that Lucas and I get from people saying, hey, I've been able to strengthen my relationship with the Lord. I had a muster attendee. He's been to 2 individual FTXs, a few musters. He listens to podcasts. He also attends Milestone online. So the church that I go to, is a member of our church, and he's wanting to make.
I'm going to skip. Where's our ginger linebacker? There we go.
Buy stuff.
Welcome in,
Hey,
middle of
just for the
nowhere.
record,
Good
I'm
to
not
see
telling
you.
people to use my code, but it is
I'm
code
telling
Ethan.
them to. It's just Ethan?
Just Ethan, bro.
Okay, then go use Ethan. Ethan's code is so unique, it doesn't even need a number.
Oh, he's promoting Jocko on this podcast. Cringe.
It's a throwback. Actually, not to take up too much time. Fortnite. Creator code Ethan. I was one of the first people to join that creator program, which has now generated billions. Not my code.
Right.
Not my code, but I was one of the OGs, man. That's where that code came from.
There you go. Go use Ethan's fork knife code on Jock
Fork knife. Okay.
Fuel on your creatine. That'll be great for you. Ethan, save me. Give me some final thoughts.
Yeah, man. So, like, I think in terms of skills that people could take away, right? Like, even the concept of detachment, if you haven't heard about it, right? Like being able to take a step back from any situation before you take action, reassessing it and removing emotion from the equation. That's huge.
Ethan is detached from eating healthily. Hey, yeah, welcome in Wicked Weird Wednesday. He's eating for the Lord and he's doing jiu-jitsu for Jesus. Corporate God vibes, yeah. Welcome in, Bank. Good to see you too. Hope you're both well.
Huge. That's huge in like all sorts of different scenarios. Like you can't put a parameter around that concept. And that's something that I'm going to try to practice a lot more. But also the whole concept of extreme ownership, right? I'm sure the people listening to this know a lot about that kind of stuff. But regardless of whose fault or blaming anyone else or blaming anything else and just taking ownership over a situation or a thing or something that happens can be huge. And those
Okay, so why do you call people arseholes and ticktards when they say comments? No shit. And you hope they fall down a well and things like that. Why do you say that kind of stuff to people, Ethan, if you're so emotionally detached from what other people say? Because if somebody said something to me and my instant response was, why don't you jump down a well and get stuck there? I would probably need to reassess my emotional regulation.
those are just a couple of the things that I'm just really trying to work on.
I love it, my man. I appreciate you
Love it.
for being here. It was great seeing you at the muster. It was awesome, like meeting you in person. And like you said, all three of us are going to get together again, or all three of us will be together in the future for sure. Ethan, keep up the hard work. It's, as you know, and as you were reminded at the muster, discipline equals freedom. And the more
Absolutely.
disciplined you are with the small things,
Discipline equals freedom, Ethan. Oh, wait. Which means he's in chains right now because he has no actual, no discipline, considering what's been happening these past few months.
the greater impact you'll have as that becomes just who you are, when it becomes a habit. You don't have a company yet per se, but that should be the culture of who you are and what you're building. And
Yeah.
I share that with all of our listeners as well. So appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you
Sorry.
for all of our listeners. I hope this episode has been a reminder to go do the work that's needed, to put in the effort, to build your legacy, and to never settle. This has been the JP Dinnell podcast.
It's been a reminder for me not to watch this podcast ever again. Okay, so this is the guy that Ethan's been working with. I don't know if the video's out yet. When is it 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. EST. That's 3 o'clock my time, right? Where is it, Casey? Come on, mate. But yeah, this is the guy that Ethan's done a video with recently, and they took 14 hours to edit the video, and clearly going to take 14 days to upload it. So, yeah. Yes, it is. I see. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Feminine. Thank you, Middle. So I want to have a look at Simon Lefontaine again. You remember the guy? He lost a lot of weight, but he did it with like steroids and shit. And he's like, "Hey, James Bowler, I can really help." And James Bowler's like, "Mood, you guys?" My biohacking peptide stack will shock you. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, we're on daylight savings now, yeah. Why I left strongman. World's strongest man. Cutting for surgery. We are cooked. You're not hungry. Well, yeah, have a bit. I'm trying to find the James Bowler stuff. Obesity hates Halloween. When I was fat, I hated Halloween. Does bullying work? Ooh. Stacking drugs is a great idea, yeah. Not bloody likely. Yeah, he's on peptides. He lost weight via steroids and peptides, and he took a year off work to completely focus on that.
Post-op, honestly, everything is going good. I just took off the tape there for a bit just to see what everything looked like. Everything looks great. I'm going to change it pretty soon. The scar is honestly healing so well, it's kind of crazy, I'll be honest. And my swelling's been going down a lot more because I'm starting to actually see like where the ab line is. So all great news there. Today's a little bit crazy because there's a few updates that we need to talk about. One is the James Bowler stuff. Something's happening. Like, it's crazy. So we're going to go through exactly what's been going on with him since I posted that video. And then we're going to go through some of his comment section because there's some, pardon my language, idiots. Idiots in that chat. And we're going to address some of the common issues that happen when you do start your weight loss journey. And then after that, I'm going to do it finally. I'm going to message Christian Guzman, send him the ideas for the logo, see which one he likes better, and then give him like the rundown of what I have envisioned for the brand. And then from
I had Meat Feast pizza last night, Debbie, and it was bloody delicious.
there, we'll get his response. I don't know if that'll be today or if I'll get it tomorrow or next week. I don't know. The guy's busy. But we'll see what he thinks of it and go from there. But this is, I guess, going to be the first time where I really expose the brand to somebody that's obviously incredibly successful in that space. So his feedback will be very valuable. Today we have a bit of a crazy day because I'm just about to head to the gym real quick to see Jesse. Blast some shoulders because there's no such thing as too much shoulders. So first I'm going to weigh myself and then we'll get started with the day. A little bit of a disclaimer though. I totally ate a couple
While we're watching you have a poo.
bites of my breakfast before weighing myself, so I don't know how valuable this weigh is going to be. So an even 240, that's honestly perfect. Okay, so now I am actually in the middle of writing the text that I'm going to be sending to Christian, and because it's an important one, I'm actually just typing it on my computer first, and then I'm going to send it to myself on WhatsApp. Importantly, the branding and the direction, that would make sense. There is a saying that always stuck with me. A person has two lives, and
you know this guy. Yeah.
Shit, okay, I just pressed send. Back to then move that, and then setting up a... That's so cool.
Right, there we go.
How many of you
7 minutes of fluff
have been big or are still big or are trying to not be big anymore and have thought about it constantly over and over and over again? Sometimes you try and then you end up failing. Sometimes that's not even enough and you just end up thinking about it and that's all you ever end up doing. Right. I'm sure that represents probably most of my audience. Let's be honest here. And with that being said, somebody like him, that's obviously at this size, there's something very, very important that's happening here that we need to address. And it's the fact that there is a very large amount of glorification happening with every post that he's doing because of his massive audience. Like he has 149,000 followers on Instagram, but he has 663,000 on TikTok. Right. So for those who don't remember, even though it was just a couple days ago, I made a video collab with Bolt Motivation, ended up getting 5.3 million views, which is absolutely insane.
Today for lunch, we have a little snack. We have Papa John's pizza.
James, we're all worried about you.
Papa John's pizza is so kawaii.
These aren't hate comments. These are people who care. And if you keep going down this path, it will end badly. So I go to explain essentially who I was, what I did, and that he could do the same, and that like people just genuinely care about him, and that the situation he doesn't have to keep living like this. And then in the next video, the one that I posted on YouTube, I talked about how obviously it's going to be a bit more challenging for him because obviously he has a very large audience. He probably has like feeder people in there that like love seeing him eat and love seeing him big, and they're going to backlash. Or you'll have the general idiots that I'm going to show you very shortly here in the comments saying some dumbass shit. But all this to say,
love a peptide.
The day after that we posted that video, I guess it was the 2 days after that we posted that video, he came out and he posted this.
Good to see you.
Mood, you guys. I currently started my weight loss journey this Monday. But my brother bought pizza, so I'm only gonna have 3 slices, some wings, and some breadsticks.
Which, okay, people out here talking like, oh my god, this is.
I'm on a weight loss journey, so we are going shopping for my healthy journey. Mood.
Horrible. This is not it. This is not a weight loss journey. This is whatever. 6 boxes of pizza, son, whatever the hell else is up here, probably wings or something, versus 3 slices. That is a step in the right direction. I don't care what anybody says. Now, of course, people obviously keep hating, people whatever, and then you post this video the next day.
Mood, you guys.
I do love a flake.
For a video, I have a grocery haul to start my health journey. Mood. I'm going to show you guys everything I got and everything that was recommended to me. So let's start.
Yeah, there are a lot of peptides. Like, peptides go into the GLP-1s. So, you know.
Alright, guys, starting off, we're going to start off with the mayonnaise. We've got the olive oil mayonnaise because this is like the healthiest mayonnaise you can get. I also got sugar-free peanut butter. I got the sugar-free Crystal Light wild strawberry. Then I got a black pepper.
And look, of course there's going to be people that are saying, oh my god, it's so much sugar-free stuff. This man was drinking like 2 things of 2-liter Cokes in a sitting before. I think that there's a point where like we have to.
People have been asking me to do James Bowler and Will Kelly videos. I really need to get back to doing recorded videos. You've been researching for years. That's cool. Some people have. I like data. I like doing data stuff. So I completely understand.
To realize that it takes steps. Nobody has this shit figured out from day one. Like, look at this. Love this for you, but those are not keto bagels or keto bread. They're just organic. I hope you like. Why did you feel the need to talk about this? Like, why did you have to put a but in there? This is miles farther than what he was doing just before. And then again the next day.
Mood, you guys. Today for breakfast, we have a little snack. We have McDonald's. We have 20 cheeseburgers, and we have a Diet Coke to balance everything out. Mood.
Did you guys realize what's going on here? He's actually trying. It doesn't have to be perfect. And of course, there's going to be some fucking idiots here, like proof that bullying works. No, this wasn't bullying. This was like, again, if I was that 1% that sort of tipped the scale.
Looks like we're going to have to check out old Jimmy Bowler. This is from 5 months ago, and he was on a health journey then. So
for him to make him believe that this was possible, then it wasn't bullying. It was just one person that actually told him that he believed in him. It's somebody, I guess, that had achieved it before, which probably like had a little bit more weight behind it than a normal person going like, "Oh, we love you online." That's just it.
It's lettuce and cucumber sandwich by the look of it, Laurie. Yeah, lettuce and cucumber. Lovely.
Hits it.
Water sandwich.
Will Tennyson sent me that video, like sent me that message saying like, "Hey, let's shoot together." For me, that was worth everything. And then the next day again.
Mood, you guys. Today for breakfast, we have 4 large pizzas. Mood, I'm so excited.
This stuff isn't gonna be good long term. He's not gonna last with just eating salads. He is taking credit for fixing James Bowler.
Let's get started.
Regardless of if this succeeds, if it does not, I think it's just important to acknowledge the fact that he's trying right now, which means he's thinking about it. And if he's thinking about it, this might be the start of him over time trying again. Because I think we all know that it takes more than once to get it right. Right? Like we'll all yo-yo for a bit until we actually get it, and that's where like.
Let's see what James Bowler's up to now.
Mood, you guys. Today we're gonna have a little sweet snack, and we're gonna have my favorite snack, frosting. Let's get it ready. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh. Oh, I can't wait to eat this.
So the diet's going really well.
Oh, look at that. Mmm. 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 Mmm.
His lungs sound wet.
Mmm. 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 Mmm.
Oh, can you imagine if your mum walked in on you watching this? It's porn. It's porn, mum. Stop. Oh yeah, this is proper rage. This is the bowl of Oreos guy, yeah.
Moody guys, today for breakfast we're gonna be having cereal. Oh my god, I haven't had this in a long time, and I'm so excited. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite cereals, guys. I love it. I haven't had it in a cool minute, so let's have it, you guys. And we're gonna use a chocolate milk.
This is one of the saddest things I've ever seen. It is really sad, yeah. It's feeder fodder, yeah. Oh my god, he's using chalky milk. I watched him eat a whole pack of trees in milk. Well, he's doing it again.
Oh my god, look at that.
Oreos are vegan, Laurie, true.
Oh my god. You guys, these cereals are like my all-time fave, but I stopped eating them for a while because, I don't know, I just wanted to lose a couple pounds. Take a bite.
Oh my god.
Moody guys, today for a late night snack, we're gonna eat
There really is Wednesday.
2 dozen of the Krispy Kreme. Let's see.
Chocolate milk is not vegan, no.
We have one. Mucho.
I'm getting a migraine. I'm getting a migraine. Struggling to breathe while eating donuts is a bit of a signal, do you know what I mean? The donuts did look good, yeah.
Mood, you guys, I feel like having a little sweet snack, so I came to Krispy Kreme. I got 2 dozen. I got 16 count of the minis. I got some of the donut dots, and then I got an extra donut on the side because I wanted to try it. Let's see, I'm gonna eat all this for my little sweet snack. Starting off strong with the 16 mini. Look at that, you guys. Doesn't that look so cute?
Jesus Christ.
Now we have
Hungry Fat Chick's fucking tame compared to this shit.
the Easter collection, you guys. Look at how cute that is. Look at the little chick. Oh, so cute. Come in my mouth.
What did you say?
Look at how cute that is. Look at the little chick. Oh, so cute. Come in my mouth.
He said come in my mouth. No wonder this got restricted.
Now we have the Easter collection, you guys. Look at how cute that is. Look at the little chick. Oh, so cute. Come in my mouth.
Oh no. Oh god. This is just this is just this is just pure unadulterated insanity. What on earth is this? He literally told a donut to come in his mouth. Jesus Christ. Do you have no shame? We need to bring shame back.
Mood, you guys, today for a little snack, we have Krispy Kreme. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Mood, you guys, today for a little snack for breakfast. We're gonna eat McDonald's. Let's see what we got. So I got one large fry. I already started eating them, you guys, so don't judge me. I got another small fry. And then I got a 4-piece nugget. Another 4-piece nugget.
Would it not be cheaper to get a 9-piece nuggets? Yeah, it is really scary what they actually allow here. With a face like a fish out of water. This is absolutely incredible. Who has breakfast snacks? James Bowler, clearly.
And then I got a 10-piece.
Why didn't you get 20? Isn't the 20 cheaper than 2 10s and than a 10 and 2 4s?
And another 10-piece, you guys. I love nuggets. And
you look like you love a lot of food, James.
Then I got a McChicken. I got...
Alright, don't look at the camera like that, you absolute fucking glutton.
2 McChickens, actually. Love. And then I got another small fry. Love these fries, you guys.
The amount of food notwithstanding, I think he probably could have saved a bit of money by just having everything large and like just 2 boxes of 20 nuggets. Fuck it.
McDonald's fries are the best. And then?
No more and then. No more and then.
Cookie tote, you guys. 13 count. And then for my drinks.
I think James Bowler is legit 6'5", Laurie. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's definitely over 6 foot, I know that. His upspeak voice is annoying as fuck as it is. You can't live in this timeline anymore. This would be a boyfriend for Chantel if he was into women. That's true.
Remember, no soda, you guys. Balance is key.
Yeah.
So I got Powerade. I already started on the orange iced-tea. And then for my dessert, I got a hot fudge sundae. If you want to see me eat this, go on to the next video.
No.
Can you receive the McDonald's baby using a mobile cup today?
Do you think he's sponsored by the food companies? Do you think he's like one of those, it's like a secret and he doesn't have to hashtag add it? And he's just like, I mean, it doesn't seem like a great advertisement for food companies, to be honest, but what do I know?
No thank you.
We're gonna get started for you.
Can I get a 20-piece nugget?
20-piece nugget. What would you like for your sausage?
Ketchup?
Anything else for you today?
And then can I get a...
Oh yeah, seltzer. Like, don't get me wrong. This is the kind of stuff I used to order too. Yeah, this is like absolutely. There would be incredible scenes at McDonald's when I ordered something because there would be so much. You'd have to park to actually get all my food, you know. But I wouldn't put all my binging on camera. I would never do that. He says mood, fresh mood. It's just a thing he says at the beginning of videos.
A large fry.
Large fry, anything else?
And then...
Or he's actually part bovine, and he's saying, moo?
Can I get,
1743 at the first window. Would you like to round up with the McDonald's Chevy today?
And then can I get,
Even the server was like, yeah, that's enough food now. 1743, go to the next window. And James was like, I'm not done. There's more to come, my friend.
2 of your chicken sandwich meals?
Yeah,
Sorry,
true, wicked.
The chicken sandwich meals?
The hottest meal deal?
Yes.
Alright, what would you like for your drink and sauce?
Can I get those both with Powerade?
Well, that's why she ended up with Salam Mud. She just wanted somebody who, in her eyes, was hot and slim.
And then ketchup?
Alright, and ketchup, anything else for you today?
And then can I get a 13-count cookie tote?
Cookie tote, anything else?
And it was 2 of those chicken meals.
Sorry, what was that?
2 of the chicken meals, please?
Sorry.
2 of the McChicken meals, please?
2 of them?
Yes.
Alright, anything else?
And then can I get a hot fudge sundae?
Hot fudge sundae, anything else?
And then, can I get...
You can imagine him pulling up to the window and the server's like, oh, that's why you've ordered so much. I get it now. If Ethan pivoted to this content, he'd have 5 million vodkas. That is so true, Salsa. That is so true.
Large orange high C?
Large orange high C.
And that'll be it.
What is that? Yeah.
What would you like for your sausage?
And
Ketchup.
that's just a little snack.
Ketchup. Alright, your total today is gonna come out to $40.68 at the first window.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Salah looks like a teenager hit with a rapid aging spell. He's like Tom Hanks in Big. Is that? It's like that. That's an unfortunate. That's an unfortunate screenshot there. He looks like. He looks like a bag of popcorn that's like stayed out for too long and all the fuzz is growing off it.
Mood, you guys live right here at Only Sinaloa in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Only Sinaloa.
And we're here to try some mariscos, you guys.
Let's eat 30,000 calories.
Mood. Cheers.
Maybe, Laurie.
Cheers.
Cheers. Why has he got prawns in his cocktail? That's the thing, Seltzer. Yeah, he's doing this to make money. He can't do anything else. This is literally his job. What is that? Is that a tortilla? I know the perfect advertisement for my restaurant. Let's get James Bowler in and eat all our food, and then we won't have anything to sell. Done. Is that an octopus with cheese on top? This restaurant meal is arguably better than all his mukbangs. It is very well shot, I will say. I am just in awe. I am agog at the sheer amount of stuff that is being shoved down his gullet right now. Guys, I really do despair, honestly. Your cat looks worried. My pussy looks worried too, but I don't have a cat. He can't even do the OK sign. He's got to do an arsehole sign. What the fuck is this? What's that? Why isn't he embarrassed? Why isn't he embarrassed? He has no shame, Debbie. Refried beans, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's dining out with his family or something. your cat's giving you his what the fuck face. I'm not surprised. Are Julia and Cyril enjoying Easter? Yeah, they are, yeah. And there's the Demogorgon joining them. He's a bit of a weirdo, but they're getting on okay. No, he's saying take a bite, take a bite. It does sound like Beauty Bite, though, to be fair. Can you imagine the ultimate collab between James Bowler and Foodie Beauty? That'd be amazing. His white shirt is still clean. That is true. I had pizza yesterday and I was wearing a white jumper. Sauce on the jumper. I'm terrible. There's like no review. The only review is him going arseholes. Look, he can't even do it. He's got to do that. Arseholes. Arseholes. Honestly, guys, what the actual sugar is going on here? Do you think James would be grossed out by Foodie? Yeah, probably. Is that, oh my god, what are you doing, Mood? He is so big. He is such a big guy. He's tall as well. So what do you reckon? 6'2", 6'3"? I reckon 6'2", 6'3", and well over 500. What do you guys reckon? I think so. I watch this on my phone so my pets can't see. Yeah, I completely get that. Children and dogs and cats and other assorted pets, their eyes should be shielded from this, to be fair. I want to see if that Casey Kelly video's up yet. Oh, you lazy bastard. He should measure his height against Ethan. That's what I'd like to see.
Bird tacos in San Bernardino, California, and we're here to try out their tacos and much more. Mood, you guys. Hungry Bird Tacos is located in San Bernardino, California.
Ethan can't even do the low BMI voice.
And a couple of my followers have been to this place and they told me to try them because they really, really love their tacos. Look at the cook making the tortillas de mano, you guys. I love when a taco truck does this because it's just an authentic tortilla, you guys. It tastes so good. Estos son los tacos. Look how delicious the tacos look, you guys. The tacos have onion, cilantro, guacamole, you guys. It was so good, especially with the tortilla recién hecha, you guys.
I know he's Hispanic, but it's like, oh my god, guacamole, cilantro. All right, mate, calm down.
So good, 10 out of 10. I love the.
That's like me saying roast dinner, roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding. You know, that's like me saying that.
Tacos. Next, we're gonna have one of their tortas, you guys. This torta is humongous, you guys. Esta torta is de carne asada, you guys. 10 out of 10. Se me hace agua la boca just watching the video, you guys. 10 out of 10. I could not stop eating the torta, you guys. It was.
He had a cucumber. This negates everything now. So now he's had a cucumber. This is actually 0 calories. Thank you so much.
So good. 10 out of 10, you guys. I loved the torta. It was my fave. So good. Their meat is so good. Next, we're gonna have, I think it's a papa loca, you guys. This is basically like mashed potatoes with cheese, carne, your choice of carne.
Why are we listening to sex music while doing this?
And some cheese on top, you guys. You can also add other stuff. 10 out of 10, you guys. I loved it so much. It was so good. I've never seen a taco truck do this, you guys. It was so good. Look at that cheese pull. 10 out of 10, you guys. Love. 10 out of 10, you guys.
All right, James.
Love. I could not stop eating it. This is one of the items that I did finish, you guys. Last, we're gonna have some of their homemade Jamaica, you guys. Remember, Hungry Bird Tacos is located in San Bernardino, California. Go visit them, you guys. So good. 10 out of 10.
New Jersey. So yeah, that was James Bowler. What the actual fuck did I just watch? What the fuck did we all just watch? Incredible scenes. It is porn and we need the porn music. That is true.
So I just took them out, but this is a little
She just took them out. We know, Rosie, you take them out a lot.
Sagittarius candle that my boyfriend got me, and it smells like tangerine, rosemary, orange, and geranium. And honestly, I'm gonna relight it in a minute, but I went ahead and blew it out because
And the candle.
it'll be in one of my vlogs, but I wanted to show you like
You like
what it
Bob
looked like
Mortimer?
unburned.
I do too, yeah.
It came with like little labradorite crystals on top. This is the moon, and then there's just like some chips. They're really tiny, but I'm so excited. They smell really good because they smell like the candle. We're about to have like a little virtual dinner date night.
Still wearing the fidget spinner ring. Oh, is she back home now after having a virtual dinner date night? Why does she have an arse for tits? That's what I want to know.
Today has been I've just had an off day because I've been like grinding, doing all this like
She proper went in there for her tits, didn't she? Like, I think there's it. Oh, that pops out another candle.
shit in my life. Some shit I was just putting off till I got back. And I obviously editing and all that stuff. But today's my breather day. So just wanted to pop in and say hi. This is the longest I've gone consistently wearing.
Yeah, why does she have earrings for her glasses? That is very strange.
Oh well, okay. Listen, I just put this back on and it popped off a minute ago. See, it's right here. I forgot. I'm exposed. Okay, it's okay. I panicked for a second. No, but this is the longest I've gone wearing press-ons, like with where I just like pop them back on and like keep going. I forgot what day I even initially did this. I think it's been close to a week. I'm thinking I'm gonna like keep this up. I might go like a little bit with like breathers in between because this does like dry out your nails, and I have kind of brittle thin nails, but I'm really like living, laughing, loving
She also has a brittle thin personality. Shame it doesn't go with everything else.
the press on phase, and I kind of want to keep it going for a minute.
Okay.
Anyway, I gotta go. I hope y'all
Okay.
have a great night.
Yeah, it's running good.
I'm vibing. I'm sorry, babe.
I'm vibing. Thank you so much to Nikki T for uploading that, so we don't have to go to her page. So it seems like Will Kelly is not uploading yet. So yeah, that's a shame. So that'll do from me for today. I'm going to try and make my streams a bit longer on the weekend to give you guys a bit more value. I guess that means we'll have to talk about multiple things, so we'll try and do that. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea to me, because I feel like you guys deserve to see a bit more of me. That might sound a bit egotistical, but you know what I mean. It's more like you get more of me on the weekends, basically. So as always, I really do truly appreciate all of you being here. It's wonderful that so many people turn up every week. I really love doing these streams. I really enjoy being here, hanging out with you guys, shooting the shit. You know, I've obviously had a couple of health scares recently, and it's been a struggle. And thankfully everything is all clear, but it was just really strange to have things happen that I've never really had before. And yeah, but the ECG came back normal. I bought a blood pressure machine. My blood pressure was 130/80, and my resting heart rate is under 70. It's about 67. beats per minute, and it used to be in the 90s when I was at my biggest. So yeah, so I'm doing a lot of streaming on Twitch. I'm doing streaming on YouTube just to take my mind off things. And yeah, like honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate all of you coming here and hanging out with me. And yeah, I'm getting emotional, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's been, yeah, it's been a real struggle recently. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Don't know what we're doing. Might be a bit of Rosie, might be other things, but whatever we do, we'll have some fun. We'll have a laugh. I hope you all enjoy your days. And yeah, if I don't see you tomorrow, if you're with your families or whatever, have a very good Easter.